Oh yeah, it's almost time.
And the prices are guaranteed to be the lowest on lab work you'll find anywhere. Appointments aren't necessary. Doctor's orders and prescriptions, they're not needed either. I'm in and out in 15 minutes or less.
Hey guys, welcome to the stream.
There's lots of any lab test nows around, but these are the only two.
We got a lot to cover. Here we go. I'm going to start the other stream now.
Only go to any lab test now in Boca at any lab test.
Welcome to the stream, everyone. My name is Brian Craig. This is where Maga comes to talk. And all kinds of garbage is breaking loose this morning. I've already done 2 live streams on YouTube this morning talking about it, but now I'm going to go through a breakdown on the radio and take calls on it. So stand by. Here we go. Oh yeah, today's open phones too. It is Friday. All right, we'll be on right after this commercial. I cannot believe it is Friday already. At the last 2 days off, Christmas day after.
Car or truck you have, I get you incredible deals on any tire. I also do tire repairs at very low prices. Give me a call. My number is 954-977.
Here we go.
I will give you a price over the phone on new and used tires. Again, my number is 954-977-9445. Thank you.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with Brian.
Alrighty, welcome one and all. It is the Friday after Christmas. We are here live. We were off the radio the last couple of days, but we are back and we've got a lot to cover. So welcome. My name's Brian Craig. This, of course, is the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977, celebrating 47, soon to be, in just a couple of days, 48 years on the radio, which is insane. We got a lot to cover. A lot has happened over Christmas. There are 2 deep state, never Trumper, Republican establishment psychops going on to try to stop President Trump. I'm going to go through both of them here early on in the program. However, it is Friday, and all Fridays on this program are open phones. We call it Open Maga Mic Friday. And on Friday, you're welcome to call in about any and everything on your mind. The other 4 days of the week, although it's often like herding cats, but the other 4 days of the week, we try to get you to talk about only what we're talking about. But on Friday, the show prep is up to you guys. Any and everything on your mind is fair game on Fridays. Open Maga Mic Friday at 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. So there's 2 major psychops going on here. There's actually, you know, President Trump has said a couple of times that I've heard him say it, and I've noticed this too, that the media, that they've been laying off of him since he was reelected. And he's right. And it feels a little weird, doesn't it? And don't be fooled by that, right? These never Trumpers, the Democrats, the deep state, they're not sitting back and saying, well, you know, Trump won re-election, you know, it's his time now, and we'll have another chance in 4 years. They're regrouping, okay? And they're starting to come out of the woodwork, and I'm going to amend my earlier statement. There are 3 things going on right now that is part of this undermining Trump, all right? And I'm going to go through all 3 of them on the program today. The one that I'm going to give the least discussion about, I'm going to mention first. It's this plane crash that happened over Christmas. New York Times, plane crash investigators focus on Russian air defenses as possible cause. This is this Azerbaijan, can't pronounce it, airline plane. Some say it hit a flock of birds. Some say it was friendly fire. Some say it was on purpose. This plane crash, of all the psychops that's going on right now, this is the least effect. I mean, it's the most serious because people died, and I don't want to disrespect that because there was a major loss of life there. But what they're doing with this plane crash, it's like everything else. Russia, Russia, Russia. You know, it's like the Brady Bunch. Marsha, Marsha, Marsha. Russia, Russia, Russia. They're trying to make a state of war happen, okay? President Trump, Putin, and Zelensky, there's going to be peace talks. There's going to be a summit meeting or meetings. And the war between Russia and Ukraine will be ended by President Trump. And this plane crash is being used to escalate things so that President Trump cannot end the war or have a difficult time, because the permanent Washington class, the donors, the military-industrial complex, and Zelensky himself, the last thing they want is this war to end, because when the war is over, the money stops. And they want the money train to come. So that's the, of all the operations against President Trump, that's the, of the three that I'm going to talk about here in the beginning, this was going to have the least impact. But that's what they're doing. The other one, though, involves Elon Musk, Vivek, and I know Loomer got involved in this, and there's a major attack going on Elon Musk and Vivek, some of it from MAGA people. Now, I'm going to go through this story, and I'm going to tell you right out of the box, I'm not going to criticize Loomer. Even though I don't agree, you know, I'm not going to criticize Laura Loomer. She's been a friend of mine for several years, and I'm not going to criticize Laura Loomer at all, even though I don't agree with her. Okay, I'm going to tell you that right out the box. I mean, I'm loyal to my friends. So, you know, I'm not going to be critical of Loomer at all during this discussion. However, there's a major deep state psych op going on, okay, involving Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy. Now, I have said probably on pretty much every show for the past year almost that, during the campaign, and this is true of the administration, that President Trump is going to bring people into his inner circle that you may not like, that I don't like. But once he brings them in, that's it. And there are two people that he has brought in that I was highly critical of during the primaries, Tulsi Gabbard and Vivek Ramaswamy. And now that they've been brought in by Trump, I'm not going to criticize either of them. They've got the blessing of Trump. That's all I need. Okay? Out of everything, you know, this is what you guys, I know you guys that listen to me all the time, you understand what I'm going to share with you, but it's got to be said. Everything that President Trump is going to do and be involved in is some of the most groundbreaking, revolutionary things any American president has done in any of our lifetimes. All right? This is big, the changes he's making. The permanent Washington class, if they could stop President Trump from doing one thing and one thing only, out of his entire agenda and all of his picks. Now, you may disagree with what I'm going to say, but I think if you think about it long enough, you would end up agreeing with me. Out of everything President Trump is going to do in this second term of his, if the permanent Washington class could stop President Trump from only not doing one of them, what do you think it would be? Out of his whole agenda, everything, every order, every appointment, every law, every tax cut, every policy, every tariff, everything he's going to do, if they could only stop him from doing one thing, what would the permanent Washington class stop him from doing? Now, I'm not going to troll for calls over half an hour and tell every caller they're wrong. A lot of shows do that, especially during holiday weeks. You're wrong, you're wrong. And even if somebody gets it, you're wrong. And then they come up with something else. I'm going to tell you, it's Doge. If they could only stop him from doing one thing, it would be Doge. And the reason that would be is because they view that as their money. He's taking their money away with Doge. They all hate Elon Musk. And when I say all, This is not just the Washington insiders. I promise you, there are people in Trump's circle who are very ticked off about Elon Musk having such access. He's the first bud. He's President Trump's best friend. When he went in for that budget thing, they didn't win that. Won the battle and lost the war on that. They try to because these never Trumpers, these Trump haters with their Trump derangement, they think all these crazy things about President Trump. They think he's got ego problems. So if you remember, was it last week or the week before? I even got idiot callers, liberal callers calling me with this nonsense, but you heard it all over the place. Oh, President Trump's not the president, it's Elon Musk. President Musk and Vice President Trump. Remember they were trying that? So stupid and pathetic, it didn't work. Now they're trying to get rid of him again over this. Now, I will get into the details after the break of what happened. But there's a lot of people, not just the Washington insiders, that want Elon Musk out. There's a lot of palace intrigue going on with people that are in Trump's circle. Now that Trump is the president again, okay, there are a lot of people in Trump's circle. I promise you, some of these people are jealous and very angry that Elon Musk has so much influence and can get to Trump at any time and has a lot of influence. Some of these people have been with him for years. They don't like that. There's some people that now that he's president again, it's not easy to get him on the phone as it was a couple months ago. They don't have as much access as they used to have. Anytime you have a court, which is what we have, and I love these people. I love Trump. I love the people in his circle. But Elon Musk came out of nowhere, and he's at the top of the food chain of the court at Mar-a-Lago. And I promise you, there's a lot of people, even inside our MAGA movement, that don't like it. So there's a move now going against both Elon Musk. It's not going to be successful, but there's a move now against Elon and Vivek. Now I'm going to take our first break of this Friday program, and I'll get into the backstory about what this all happened. By the way, started yesterday afternoon. This is a news story. This is something that just started happening yesterday afternoon, early evening, and it's exploding on this Friday morning. And I'm very upset that I even got to talk about this because I had a lot of other things I wanted to cover today. But this story is it's about to be the next big story. It's trending on X in various ways. So we'll take our first break of this Friday edition of the program. Our number's toll-free, 888-465-2631. It is open phones on Friday, open MAGA Mike Friday. You don't have to talk about what I'm talking about. The show preps up to you all on Fridays. Any and everything on your mind is fair game on Fridays. Open MAGA Mike Friday. All right, we'll take our break and be right back. All right, guys, this is just... hold on. This is just one of those days. I mean, I am just so ticked off about this this story. I mean, this has got to be ended quick, because this is really about to get way the heck out of control. What's going on here with Vivek and Elon and everything else? Okay, so let me. I mean, look at this. I'm going to go through this story when we get back. I'm going to start it with this. This is in the Daily Mail. MAGA Civil War. Come on. Bunch of nonsense. Bunch of nonsense.
No surgery and no drugs. He's open 6 days a week, and same-day appointments are available. Call right now for your free consultation. 954-973-0710. 954-973-0710. Make sure to tell Dr. Appleton you heard about him on the radio.
Hey, Mike, to all these listeners, John Tesh here with some intelligence for you this time. Are you looking for a retirement advisor you don't trust and experience?
Your weekend.
Turns out, I
Okay.
743-0999. Or, even simpler, you can go to JupiterJoe.com. Mention my name, John Tesh. You'll receive a free copy of Joe's book, Retirement Know-It-All. Great book. Call 5
There you go.
743-0999. Or remember, go to JupiterJoe.com. That's JupiterJoe.com.
Do you suffer from neuropathy?
We'll be back shortly, guys.
Until I went to Lighthouse Medical Center in Pompano. Numbness,
I'm really just fed up with this story.
hands and feet, muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching have all but disappeared. Say goodbye to your neuropathy
All right.
symptoms.
If you're on hold, hang in there.
Medical Center for a free consultation. 754-222-6642.
We're back right after this.
Our 6th annual cruise is coming up, and you're all invited. This time, we're sailing for 7 nights on Celebrity Cruise Line's newest ship, the Ascent, to Puerto Plata, St. Thomas, and St. Martin. We set sail March 30th. We have private shore excursions, private cocktail parties, group activities, we go to the shows together, and much, much more. Call in at Cruise and Travel Depot right now, 561-244-5779, 561-244-5779, and online at cruisingdepot.com to make your reservation and lock in our private group rate. Nothing comes close to Celebrity Cruises.
Now back to the Steve Kane Show with Ryan Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, Harrison Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at True Oldies.
All right, we're back. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. Call us on hold. Stand by. Okay, so you may not be familiar with this story yet because it just started breaking last night. It's taking off. CNN's covering it. It's in most of the major news outlets online already, and I imagine it'll be on Fox, if not today, by the end of the weekend. Vivek Ramaswamy posted a very strange tweet. Okay, I'm not sure why he did this. It's very long. I didn't even know you could tweet something so long. I mean, I'm verified with the blue check mark. Can I tweet this long? It's like a book. And Vivek, I'll just read you the beginning of it. Okay, Vivek Ramaswamy tweeted this. The reason top tech companies often hire foreign-born. Well, let me give you some backstory first before I read that. There's an Indian American who's been picked to be an artificial AI advisor to President Trump. Okay, he's Indian American. He comes from the Twitter world. He worked with Elon when Elon first bought Twitter. People pointed out that this guy has had some liberal viewpoints and that he supports loosening up the H-1B visa requirements that people think already are too loose to bring in more Indians into this country that have tech backgrounds. And a lot of conservatives on social media, a lot of MAGA people started really being critical of this guy. And I don't know. I trust Trump in his picks. He made one pick of the sheriff in Hillsborough County here in Florida, which is the Tampa Bay area, and he took it back because he found out some things about him he didn't know. When he picked this guy, I was a little surprised because he had arrested a pastor because he had church services during the lockdowns. And I remember it was a very big story, at least here in Florida. I don't know how big it got nationally. And it was scary that a pastor in a country established on religious freedom was being arrested for having a church service. That's not American. When Trump found out about that, he withdrew the offer. And this AI guy, maybe Trump will withdraw it, I don't know. But I do know this, that when it comes into the modern world of technology, AI, artificial intelligence, is the newest thing. It's taking over everything. No one really truly understands it. And if you're looking for a tech expert in something like that, you got to get somebody from the Silicon Valley crowd. And if you're looking to hire the top experts to be an advisor to you, and your standard is they've got to be MAGA, Good luck. Okay? Good luck finding a top expert on artificial intelligence to be an advisor like this who's MAGA. Now, I'm sure there's some conservative MAGA guy somewhere that is an expert on AI, but are they at the level of the top 10 people out of Silicon Valley? Probably not. So if you're President Trump, you got a decision to make. Do I get one of the top experts on this, or do I get someone who's mediocre in MAGA? I don't know. We'll see. If Trump drops the guy, fine. I don't care. This is not the defense secretary. I'm for Trump, not these other people. So this became a controversy on social media over Christmas about this guy. Some of the criticisms of him that I've seen are quite valid. I mean, but he's not being hired to run the immigration system. He's being hired as an advisor on AI. So this controversy happened, and then Vivek Ramaswamy took it upon himself to put the longest tweet I've ever seen out, and I'll read. If you're on hold, stand by. I just read the beginning of it. The reason top tech companies often hire foreign-born and first-generation engineers over Native Americans isn't because of an innate American IQ deficit, a lazy and wrong explanation. A key part of it comes down to the C word being culture. Tough questions demand tough answers, and if we're really serious about fixing the problem, we have to confront the truth. And it goes through a very long, in Vivek's tweet, a very long explanation about how American culture has gone down the tubes lately. I don't agree with everything that Vivek Ramaswamy said there. But a lot of it's true. One of the reasons Trump was reelected is because, listen, we have guys beating up women in the Olympic Games. They just gave out Female Athlete of the Year. The first one was that Caitlin Clark from the WNBA. Third place was a transgendered person. We have men swimming against girls. Part of the reason, some of the new millionaire class isn't the startup. Remember the tech startups, all these millionaires that used to come? The new millionaire class is being born out of this OnlyFans porno thing in this country. So one of the reasons that Trump won and won so big is because of the cultural war that we on the right are losing. All this garbage going on that I'm talking about now and much more. But a lot of what Vivek said I found offensive too. But so what? What am I, a snowflake? Wah, wah. Wah, wah. Who cares if you're offended or I'm offended? Grow up, butch up. You're not a Democrat, okay? But some of it was a little offensive to me, and I didn't agree with everything that he said. But so what? So then the attacks started coming in on Vivek. And Loomer started this thing. And again, I am not going to say a negative word about Laura Loomer, ever, okay? I'm just not. I don't care. I'm not. And then Elon got into it, and it turned into a debate on the H-1B visa program that a lot of people say is exploitive and everything else. Okay. There's a put, and then what has happened, and I saw this last night before I went to bed, and I got up today, and I start doing my show prep, and I'm on X, Twitter, I'm on social media, and I'm going through the news. This story is everywhere about Vivek's tweet, about Loomer, about Elon. And there's a lot of talk of pushing Vivek and Elon out of Doge. Let me tell you, without Elon Musk, Doge will do nothing. Only Elon Musk has the juice to do the mission of Doge. Anybody else, nothing will change. But what's happened is then I see all these stories, and that's fine, debate it, whatever. But then I go to social media. It's all over the news, this story. And I saw that Loomer was trending, Elon was trending, and Vivek are trending, right, on X. And Twitter is filled, I mean, overloaded with people talking about this, and it's mostly negative about Elon Musk and Vivek. And I'm looking at this and I'm saying, this is complete garbage. These are bots. Not all of it. I mean, a lot of it's real, and maybe some of you are involved in this. But the anti-Elon, anti-Vivek rhetoric is too big. This is the deep state at work. Now, the deep state didn't start this, but they saw this division going on that Loomer started. Loomer was the one who exposed this AI advisor. And I'm sure she's right, because Laura is always right. I've told her there was one time she was the first person to uncover DeSantis's betrayal before anyone knew. And I said, I don't know, Laura. I don't know about that. And then she was right. And I said, I will never question your facts again. And I have never known Loomer not to be right. That doesn't mean I agree on her conclusions all the time, but when she gives you facts, she is always right. Okay? You can take what her factual information, you can take to the bank. But that doesn't mean I always agree with her conclusions, okay? So what's happened is there was a legitimate thing with Loomer, this thing with this guy, this thing happened with, and there's actual friction going on with Loomer and Elon and Vivek. But this outrage towards Elon and Vivek online is too big to be organic, in my opinion, from MAGA people. I believe the deep state saw this division and they're jumping on it and they got the bots going. Okay? Now, there's a lot more to say here. If you're on hold, hang in there. I got to take our break for the bottom of the hour. I'll start taking calls after the break. They want Elon out. They tried this ego thing with President Musk last week. That didn't work, so now they're doing this. The Doge has them panicked. That's their money. That's their money. They view Doge as stealing their money and their family's money and their grandkids' money and their family's legacy is being taken away by Doge. They want to stop it. Now, what I'm telling you is the deep state didn't start this controversy. Laura Loomer exposed it. But they've grabbed onto it to try to bring down Elon, Vivek, and Doge. All right, we'll take our break. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. Back after this.
Making morning radio great again.
All right, if you're on hold, hang in there. I mean, do you guys, yes or no in the chat, do you guys agree with my conclusions or my thoughts on this? Yes or no? Do you agree with what I'm saying, yes or no? That this is being used by the enemies of MAGA to try to get rid of, no, I have not called Loomer. Not yet. The conflict with Laura and the AI guy, everything that's going on, that's legit. And fine, have that discussion. But this outrage on social media does not seem organic to me. It just does not seem organic to me. It's too big and too fast. I'm sorry. Too big and too fast. I don't know if I'm going to call Laura because I am never. You'll never hear me be critical of Loomer, and I'm not going to put myself in a position to do that. She's a good friend, and I, stick by my friends. Her facts. I'm sure she's right about everything she says. But that doesn't mean. Facts are different. What to do with facts are opinion, and I don't agree with her conclusion. I don't agree with her opinions, but I'm sure her facts are correct on that guy. Why can't I criticize a friend? Because Laura is going through a ton of crap right now. She's a ton of pressure, and and I'm not going to go against a friend of mine when they're under siege like that. I don't agree with her opinions on it, but I'm not, but I promise you, her facts on that gay guy are spot on. She is always right. This is President Trump's high school graduation photo. Somebody asked who's on my shirt. This is President Trump's high school graduation photo. You can, facts are facts. What should be done with that information is different, right? Facts are facts, opinions are opinions, and you can have, people can have a difference of opinion, but the facts are still the same. Does that make sense to you? I mean, it makes perfect sense to me. Mm-hmm. Every line on the board is lit, so hang in there if you're on hold.
Mike Lindell is offering.
We'll be back after this.
For Christmas, the standard MyPillow just $14.88. They've never been offered this low before. That's right, just $14.88 and free shipping on orders over $75. So go to mypillow.com right now and use our promo code Kane at checkout, KANE, and get the standard MyPillow for just $14.88, the lowest price ever. You can also order by phone 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code Kane.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig, celebrating 47 years.
All right, we're back. Every line on the board is lit the Friday after Christmas. By the way, that My Pillow commercial, that is not a dated commercial with the Christmas music. Mike Lindell has kept the Christmas specials going. So, no, that spot, I know it sounds dated. Christmas, no, the Christmas specials are still there and still valid. Take advantage. Every line on the board is lit. So I hope that it is open phones today, open Maga Mike Friday, but I hope you have some opinions on this. Okay, so I'm going to go to the phones. I've lost track of the order in which you all called in because I was not expecting really to get a call on this because, like this, the Friday after Christmas, but every line on the board is lit. Let's go. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah. Good morning, Brian. This is Richie.
Every line on the board is lit. Who's going to be next, Doug or Mike? Hey, Richie, what's up? What's up, Richie?
I agree with you. First of all, Vivek I didn't read the tweet, but he's 150% right. Because all you have to do is look at our military and tell me that's the same military as what fought World War II. No, it isn't, is it? And in the White House, Easter Sunday, instead of celebrating Easter, we had a bunch of crazy, stars and stripes over there. It wasn't stars and stripes, but
well, this is what happened here. And those of you on hold, I'm not going to sit here. I'm not attacking you, Rich. I just want to. I'm not going to sit here and debate H-1B visas. Okay. I mean, listen to Kaufman for that, so you can go to sleep. There's a bigger picture here. Okay, that's what small-minded people are talking about. This is about trying to get Elon Musk out and Vivek because of Doge. Now I'm going to tell you this: President Trump's best friend is Elon Musk. Vice President Vance's best friend is Vivek. So good luck.
Okay. Let me ask you. Yeah. Well, here's the deal, and this is very different. I have to toe the line here because You don't criticize her. She's probably 100. Laura Loomer is 100, but Laura Loomer is always right on almost everything. But let me ask you a question. Do you have a perfect marriage?
Yes.
Different people.
Yes, I do. Yeah, Richie just asked if I have a perfect marriage. Yes, I do, Richie. Are you kidding?
You can have yeah, you do. But you have people like Laura Loomer that have called you up, that have tried to divide you and your wife by saying terrible things.
Who's tried to divide me from my wife? Who tried?
Others that have called you.
Not Loomer. Don't throw Loomer in with these lunatics.
Loomer, what I'm trying to say is Loomer is she's bad news, man, because she's right, but she picks stores, and you can't have nothing is she can find it. If there's one thing, she'll find it. If there's one thing that you have to look for, she'll find it. But that doesn't. That's why Trump distanced herself during the campaign from her. She doesn't because she's what? How can I describe this? She's radioactive. Okay.
Well, okay. I'll tell you this about Loomer and Trump. Okay. Everything I'm going to share is public knowledge. Okay. Marjorie Taylor Greene hates Laura Loomer. And Loomer was very in with President Trump. And when President Trump flew on Trump Force One to the debate with Kamala, Laura was sitting next to the president on Trump Force One. And it's been reported that she was the one that got President Trump to bring up the cats of Springfield. And in that debate, that was the one moment where Kamala had a slightly upper hand in the debate, right? At least the way it was perceived on television. And Loomer got blamed for that. And they used that to push Loomer out. And then we find out, because he admitted this, Milo Yiannopoulos, who used to be very close friends with Laura, he was her campaign manager on one of her runs for Congress. Milo is claiming that he was hired by someone, it looks like maybe Marjorie Taylor Greene, to discredit Laura on social media and things. And Loomer and Milo got into a big fight at an event recently, which was gone viral online. But yeah, Laura has been pushed out. Yes, that is, and everybody knows that because a lot of people didn't want her near the president.
But without Musk, President Trump would have never won this election. I'm sorry to say that his money, his influence, and he helped big time. Probably the biggest of all. And he's still helping because he's holding that money over all these rhinos that are trying to go against Trump.
Listen, Elon Musk has so much money. He's got so much. He's not only the richest man in the world. He's the richest man by far. The second richest man in the world is Jeff Bezos, and Elon Musk has about twice the amount of money as Bezos. So he's not just the richest man in the world. He's the richest man by far. He could very well be the first trillionaire. Okay, it's possible. So what I want to say, yeah, every line on the board's lit. And here's the thing, okay? One of the callers to the program here a couple weeks ago used this to describe Elon Musk, and I've grabbed onto it. But one of the callers came up with this. Elon Musk is the Albert Einstein of our time. He is the Albert Einstein of our time, and he's also the richest man on the planet. That commands a lot of respect from President Trump, and he's MAGA. We are blessed from the Lord above to have Elon Musk on our team.
150%, Brian. Now, I'm really quick, because I'm not going to full board. I don't need to change subjects. I was calling, before you brought up all this, because you got a good topic this morning. I want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas and a Happy Hanukkah. And I'm not wishing nobody Kwanzaa, because Kwanzaa, and this is what I found out, Kwanzaa was made up in 1966, and I had the name.
Ron Karinga.
Right, and he was a black nationalist, crazy man that was arrested, and they said he was too crazy to go to jail because he tortured.
Yeah, and I'll tell you this, because Steve Kane is kind of like this will sound like I'm sucking up, and that Steve will be the first person to tell you I never suck up, especially to him. But Steve Kane is kind of like a Renaissance man. Okay, he knew Ron Karenga back then when he was starting. So maybe Steve will. If Steve, I don't know if Steve's going to be with us today, but he might. But he might talk. Yeah, he knew Ron Karenga personally back in those days, and he knows all the stories. The founder of Kwanzaa. All right, Richie, I got to run, but thanks for the call. There's only one opening on the board where Richie was at. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. Back after this.
The hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here on the Steve Kane Show.
One opening on the board.
The largest Kia year-end sales event ever is happening right now, only at one location, City Kia of Greater Orlando, just off the Florida Turnpike. Drive a little.
Now, guys, I want to share with you
The largest.
one of today's sponsors. There's a link in the description of the video to Alpha Modern Furnishing. They have a great store. They have incredible furniture, great prices. They sell things that would just blow your mind. And I know a lot of you have purchased from them. You can go to their Etsy shop, Alpha Modern Furniture. There's a link in the description of the video. They specialize in premium quality metal and acrylic furniture legs. And they have every color, every size, everything you can imagine to upgrade your furniture, okay? Sofas, couches, cabinets, tables, any furniture pieces that have legs, these incredible legs can transform them into very fancy stuff. Look at this. And the prices are spectacular too. I mean, look at that craftsmanship. Alpha Modern Furnishing. And there's a link in the description of the video. They're good people, big fans of the show as well. So check them out again, Alpha Modern Furnishing. There's a link in the description of the video. Take you right to their Etsy shop, guys.
No more night sweats.
I'd appreciate it.
For a free consultation today at 561.
Yeah, he's an Albert Einstein and Thomas Edison. Both.
320-8893.
Remember the feeling you got the first time you saw the king of rock and roll? Elvis! Relive the memories that
Mm-hmm. But this is about forces bigger than all of this trying to get Elon out. They're trying to. That Doge has them freaked out, man. That's their money, and they're freaking out. We'll be back right after this commercial. One opening on the board. Edison did not take credit for something that others invented. That's liberal lies.
we take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now the Steve Kane Show is on.
All right. One opening on the board at 1-888-465-2631. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Brian.
Yes, you're on the air.
Oh, this is Barbara Baldwin.
Hey, Barbara.
You know when I'm really on. I'm so glad that you took this up. I read this yesterday, and I have a reply to this tweet from Vivek that is probably going to upset a lot of people because it's true. A lot of what he said is true. All the MAGA folks need to calm the heck down and look at the facts. We have 2 generations of young people who have graduated from high school who cannot read. Face it. We also have 2 generations of woke anti-Americans who hate their country. This has manifested itself into Antifa, BLM. We have transgenderism. Our military is weak. Our children are lacking in culture. He said something in that tweet, Vivek, about us as Americans, how we were raised in the 70s, and he said, How many people do you know with children or families that have children that raise their children with culture in the 90s and the 2000s?
Yeah.
Face it, we need good people that can get on top of stuff.
Well, the reason, I'll tell you, I read I'm not going to read, his tweet is like, it's the longest tweet I've ever seen in my life. I read the whole thing too. I'm not going to read the whole thing on the air, but the tweet of his is offensive. But the reason it's offensive is because so much of it's true. It's true. You only get offended by things that have truth to them.
Yeah.
Really, at least me.
Well, I'm just simply saying this because as a black person, I can say things that a lot of people may feel that they would offend or be called a racist. I've been called a racist for many years now. I'm way past it. The bottom line is this. If we do not incorporate some of the best standards and stop getting rid of mediocrity, and Vivek uses that word, meaning mediocre, you're willing to settle for just middle of the road. We've got people in this country, young people growing up without any vision of greatness, no vision of greatness, or doing great things and becoming great people. And until that changes, we're going to need to import. And I am in full, hey, the future is the way. And Donald Trump knows that. He also knows what we're dealing with. And we need good people. They don't have to be MAGA all the way, but if Donald Trump is running this thing, Vivek and Elon love this.
Listen. When in some if you're looking for an expert in the tech field, good luck finding a top expert who's MAGA. Good luck. I don't even know if that person exists. I hate to use this example. Well, I hate to use this example because it'll sound like I'm saying something I'm not. But when we won the Second World War, we kept the Nazis running the infrastructure of Germany because they knew how to run the power plant and the water plant. Okay, that's all we had. They knew how to use the equipment. And I'm not saying that we're using Nazis, but you sometimes when you're looking for an expert, if you have this litmus test that we got to agree on everything or they got to be MAGA, you're not going to find the top qualified people in certain things. And I'll tell you another thing. This is an example I would use. Okay, this AI expert, I don't even know his name. I don't care if Trump drops him, he drops him, whatever. Who cares? But it's just an advisor on AI. What would you say if MAGA people started saying, we want Trump to drop Rick Grinnell because he's gay? I haven't heard any, everybody knows he's gay and no one in MAGA cares. But if somebody, but is that the conservative pro-family position or is it a pro-gay position? You understand what I mean? You've got this almost a MAGA saintly standard that is being selectively applied. And this thing with Loomer and Vivek and Elon started organically, but the deep state have grabbed onto it. And I'm telling you that Twitter X is filled with deep state bots that are trying to get this thing going to get rid of Elon because they want to stop Doge.
And I am active on Twitter. I sent you some things too. But I responded to this when it was said because it is right. And I'm responding to it again this morning because you brought it up. And I'm going to share it on Truth Social because Donald Trump does read his truth.
Absolutely.
And things that are important. But anyway, this has nothing to do with bringing in a whole lot of immigrants. I mean, hey, we're just in a position now. We need all the help we can.
Yeah. All right, bro. I gotta run. But thank you for the call. This is not about immigrants or H-1B visas. Okay. This is about them trying to stop Doge, and to stop Doge, they want to get rid of Elon. Okay. Now, if you're on hold, hang in there. I want to talk about the free doorbell camera offer from Sloman's, and this is a great thing. I have this doorbell camera. It'll change your life. Buy it for yourself. Buy it for your kids. Buy it for your mom. Buy it for your dad. Sloman's is going to give you a free doorbell camera that connects directly to your cell phone with the installation of your Sloman Shield. You know, you get a notification every time there's movement at your door, and you can see who's at your door before they even get to the door. It's great. I use it all the time. We got the DoorDash coming, got the Amazon deliveries, and all that stuff, you know. And I know they're there before they even know I know they're there. It's great. Sloman's is also going to give you a free customized home security system and professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. They're going to give you an LED touchscreen, a motion detector, 10 contacts for the doors and windows, a lifetime warranty, and a backup battery. Plus, you'll receive a free doorbell camera with the installation of your Sloman Shield. Here's the number, toll-free, 1-833-283-5050. 1-833-283-5050. 1-833-283-5050. All right, back to the phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Jeff from Maine, Brian.
Hey, Jeff.
Hey, that lady caller that called in was spot on or what she said. And I've always said this, and it deems repeating. As important as it closing the border, building the wall, deporting the illegals, building the military, America first. If we do not do education reform, it's all for nothing. We need to get the Constitution taught back into our schools that we are a constitutional republic and that these kids are going to be pro-America. We live in the greatest country in the world, and we need our education reform. And I say that again, education reform.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. All right, Jeff. Good points. Appreciate the call, man. Jeff's calls are always good. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Me?
Yep, you.
Hello?
Yes.
I'm sorry. I was listening to the other gentleman. This is from Rocky Bowling Stewart.
All right, Stuart. What's up?
Hey, I'd like to make an appointment to get
A tour of the radio station? You went to Game Day Men's Health? That is correct. Oh, that's awesome. Well, what I said was they're right across the hall from us. So kind of make your appointment to go. I will do this. I will put you on hold, and Mike, our board op, will talk to you during the break. We'll get your information, and after the first, I'll get in touch with you and we'll set it up. All right? Oh, well, if you go there on Tuesdays and Fridays, your best bet is to, if you make the appointment, you got to do it when I'm here, okay? So you would have to So we'll just do this on the air, okay? You make your appointment on a Friday, okay? It depends on what Friday, because I do have one Friday that I'm going to take off in January. But if you make your appointment next Friday, you can come here if it's in the morning. You come in. All right, make your appointment. Well, yeah, but you want to get here early while I'm on the air, and we'll let you in and give you a tour. Okay? But I'm still gonna put you on hold so we can get your information to Mike, so that when you get here, we know it's you.
I'd like to make one comment about Matt Gates.
Yeah.
He needs to report to Congress.
I agree. What was your name again?
To report to
Sylvia. Okay, I'm gonna put you on hold, and Mike will talk to you during the break. Okay. All right. Take care. So I'll be next Friday, Mike. He's on line 2. All right, so let's go. We got time for another call before the break. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, hi, this is Mark from Texas.
Hey, Mark, what's up?
Hey, I was a little, I guess, like, taken aback by some of the comments about, like, Vivek and stuff. All right, I guess the easy part, right? I think Elon has basically said, look, Laura, you regarding the comments and the fighting, Laura, you won, I'm not fighting. And he said basically, look, he modified his comments and said, look, I was referring to the 01 visas. which referred to the 0.1% of...
No, he made Elon Musk. He took a very big jab at Laura. He didn't say it by name, but he called her a troll. And it looks like that the bots have been unleashed on this topic, and he's being accused of doing a crackdown on X overnight that is causing some people some issue on X. That's also part of the controversy. So no, Loomer and Vivek and Elon have not made up.
What I'm saying is he's not responding to the comments to Loomer. In other words, you understand?
He's not going to. He's the richest man in the world. He's not responding to my comments either, right? He's at the top of the food chain there.
Okay. And the thing with Loomer, like you said, like people have targeted her accounts. So Elon kind of said that so there are multiple things. Like people have targeted her account, and then because they targeted their account, it affected her rating.
Well, I don't know. I got to run for the top of the hour break, but okay, I hear what you're saying. Okay, we're out of time for this hour. If you're on hold, stand by. All right, we'll take our break for the top. We'll be right back. It's the Steve Kane Show. I'm Brian Craig. Don't go anywhere. Back after this.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar, WIRK 103.1 HD3 Indiantown, and Hurry Proud on 96.9 FM, Boca Raton on 95.3 FM, West Palm Beach on 95.9 FM, and in Martin County on 106.9 FM. Programming paid for by the Canals Media Group. Your home for the Steve Kane Show. From the All-Year Cooling Weather Center, South Florida's #1 choice for same-day AC service and installation. Here's your oldies forecast.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Michael Marone from the All-Year Cooling Weather Center. Today is Friday, December 27th, 2024, and right now it's 71 degrees outside. As we go throughout the day, though, temperatures are going to reach as high as 78 degrees with cloudy to rainy conditions expected throughout the whole day. So make sure you keep an umbrella close by, stay warm, stay dry, and have a wonderful start to your weekend.
Weather brought to you by All Year Cooling. Enjoy free AC replacement estimates along with same-day service and installation. Visit allyearcooling.com to schedule your service today. And remember, the All Year family is here to serve your family all year long. And now, a True Oldies traffic check.
Oh man! If you're on hold, hang in there. All right. Oh boy. It is amazing to me how this issue has just exploded. We'll be back shortly. Yeah, that's crazy.
Tires because you thought they were too expensive? Find friendly prices at Friendly Tire and Market on both new and used tires. New tires as low as $70 a tire. That's out the door and on the road because Friendly Tire doesn't charge you to balance the tire or mount the tire. They have thousands of used tires in stock too, starting at just $30. Call for it.
I got to do a recap when we get back.
977-9445. 954-977-9445.
On the air since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with...
All right, we're back. So Mike spoke to our guy. I said, if you go to Game Day Health, you make your appointment when I'm here, you can come and get a tour of the radio station. Which I hope that's okay. I didn't get permission from management. I just kind of did. I've given other people that have gone to game day tours. Just it's like I've run into people when I'm over there, and brought them over here. Okay, if you're on hold, hang in there. I got to do a recap of what we're talking about because it's really insane what's happening. Here's the let me go through some of this story in the Daily Mail. It's being widely reported. Then we'll go back to the phones. Here's the headline: MAGA civil war as Elon Musk and Vivek clash with hard right on key immigration issue. The MAGA movement, long united under its America First banner, is facing a deepening schism as an intense online battle over H-1B visas engulfs its ranks. You know, this is the Daily Mail I'm reading from. Now, I understand in England they spell some words differently, right? The typos and misspellings I find, the Daily Mail is the most read English language newspaper in the world. When I said engulfs, did you notice that I paused? You know how this is what it says, and I'm going to tell you how they spelled this. This is crazy. The MAGA movement, long united under its America First banner, is facing a deepening schism as an intense online battle over H-1B visa. The H-1B visa program engulfs its ranks. They spelled engulfs E-N-F-U-L-F-S. They put an F in. Don't they proofread? It's not engulfs. This is what Vivek was talking about. Oh my goodness. But anyway, there's a personal battle between Loomer and Elon, Vivek, and this artificial intelligence advisor that Trump has hired. But what has happened is there's a major move now to try to make it sound as if Vivek and Elon are opposed to closing down our illegal immigration that's going on. They're trying to make them something they're not on immigration. And I'm telling you that this is all about trying to stop Doge. All right, so let's go back to our phones. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, good morning, Brian. Chris from Poplar Beach.
Hey, Chris.
Again, this is one of those, as we say, true subjects. First of all, right on the money, they're using this to further, get at President Trump and, of course, take down Elon Musk because, they've come up under fire from him before. Even prior to the election, they were trying to, because of the support of Trump, take away the government subsidy contract or anything associated with, what he's doing with us, which is, again...
They want him out. They tried this ego thing, President Musk, Vice President Trump. That didn't work. Now they've grabbed onto this conflict, and they're trying to exploit that to get rid of him.
Absolutely. And to show proof of that, that's not going to end anytime soon, even throughout President Trump's presidency. And it's all going to be something, them.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
And then going at everything else, like Barbara mentioned, of course, I'm Black, African American, all the other things that come with it. We were just discussing, because this is Christmas, holiday season, and it was brought up the fact that one of my cousins, who just recently got married, one of my cousin's kids, that my wedding was the last wedding he had gone to before his, and that was almost 25 years.
Oh my goodness.
I had my 28th anniversary. I got married in 96, same year as you, but family values. Come on,
There hasn't been a marriage in your family, and I my goodness.
It's sad, Brian, where the culture has gone, and we're getting a lot of help from liberals on that. I don't need to mention transgender and everything else, but, a sister, 4 kids, 4 different men, never a marriage. My brother, never a marriage, and, 3 kids, 2 different women. It's just on and on. I mean, come on, my own family tree, I'm embarrassed. So there's a lot of truth in this, and don't let me even go to the education of what happens in Jimmy Carter's department.
I mean, come on. Listen. I have 2 sets of in-laws, right? On a couple of cruises ago, my mother-in-law and father-in-law went, and then on this cruise, my other mother-in-law and father-in-law went. Okay, that's America now. Everybody's married and divorced. I get it, except but yeah, I know there's problems in this country, but that statistic that 80% of black children are born to families out of wedlock, I think that's an outdated statistic. It's got to be. It's like they say most marriages end within the first 3 years. That's from the 70s when the no-fault divorce first came in. That's an outdated statistic. It's like 50 years old. And I bet you fewer black children are born in fatherless homes now.
Well, I gotta mention real quick, I've got a client, Indian American, very successful for 29 years. Next year will be 30 years. And, I just participated with 2 or 3 events in their family, and it's so celebratory. And, listen, families, I mean, the attack of the family, liberalism, everything else. Heck, they want to take your parenting rights away in the public schools, do things without parents' permission. I mean, this is pretty bad, and it's worse than when we say, when that one U.S. rep stood up years ago and said they need to stop, having all these out of wedlock children marriages going on. They chastised them. Around the time Bill Cosby mentioned the same thing, and they chastised him. It's really bad. It's a big picture, but you're right. Deep state, they're grabbing a hold of, but we have a problem in this country,
Yeah.
Yes, we have a special food to go to MIT and everything else.
My wife, you guys have heard me mention many times. My wife has a very serious illness, and she goes to top doctors in Miami. I can't remember the last time she went to an American-born doctor, and these are the top doctors at top facilities, okay, in the country. And I don't think she's had an American-born doctor maybe ever.
Point. My wife passed away, 10 years ago from cancer, and I'm telling you, you're right. Indian American physicians were our primary care physician was a sharp Indian American for 20 years. But you're right there too. So yes, we'll wake up, America.
And the richest man in America and in the world is an immigrant, Elon Musk from South Africa. And look at this snake that cheats on her husband and has sex with men in the family vehicle. Nikki Haley is attacking Vivek and Elon now on this. Her parents are immigrants from India, and she's attacking legal immigration now. We're not against immigration. We're against illegal immigration. There's a big difference.
Yes.
All right, man. Take care. Good call. All right, you too. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Good morning, Conservative Doug.
Hey, Doug.
It seems like these liberals are never going to end. Boy, I was hoping that maybe they would finally get the message that what America wants. But first, they don't want to have the Congress to certify President Trump. Now they're trying to get Elon and Ramaswami having to be against each other. It's so sickening. It's apparent. I don't know how many people are picking up and they're thinking, Maga's having problems. We're not having problems. This is all made up nonsense, in my opinion.
No, there's a personal conflict with the things that Loomer said about this AI guy are I don't even know the guy's name, but I know Laura Loomer is reporting it, so it's true. Okay, she's that good. All right, if Laura Loomer reports something, it's the truth. She is a 100% accuracy rate on anything she has ever reported. That is a fact. Okay, that is not an exaggeration. So I never question her fact. But that doesn't mean that, people have a different set of, like you're married. You have, say you got $1,000 in the bank, You and your wife may disagree on what to spend that money on. It doesn't change the fact that you got $1,000 in the bank. So just because I disagree with maybe her conclusions and what should be done, her facts are true, and I would never question that. Now, you know, but there's a personal thing going on too, and the Doge is useless without Elon. Only Elon Musk can make Doge do its job, which is get rid of all this government waste. And even he's going to have a hard time.
Yeah, man, they don't want that, man. Everybody's so used to robbing the treasury that this is something that they're freaking out. That's why.
Yeah.
That's why I think that they're saying, "Oh, let's not certify President Trump as the president," because they're panicking. They're panicking.
Mm-hmm.
They know what's going to happen, and it's going to be nice to see it happen now and then see their faces.
Mm-hmm.
It'll never stop. It's really sad that we have to have a country that's so divided like this. But that's what we got.
All right, Doug. I got to run for the break, but take care. If you're on hold, stand by. Now I want to tell you, I'm gonna go back to the phones after the break. Friday is open phones, open Maga Mike Friday, and on open Maga Mike Friday, you're welcome to call in about any and everything on your mind. It's open phones on Friday's show only. You're not required to talk about the things that we bring up. All right. And I do have some other issues I'm going to get into on the program today. Our number toll free, 1-888-465-2631. 888-465-2631. We'll be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action. Call the Steve Kane Show live on air now. 888-GO-KANE1. This is the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Hello.
You're all welcome to call in. The number is pinned in the chat. Now, guys, I want to share with you another sponsor from the program today. There's a link to this Etsy shop as well in the description of the video. Podai Design, all kinds of cool stuff. Another great fan of the show. One of our watchers on YouTube, and they've got all kinds of great sweaters and hats and shoes and shirts at great prices. There's a link in the description of the video. Podai Design on Etsy. And Michael, he may be in the chat right now on one of the chats. I'm not sure. He designs all these things himself. Podai Design on Etsy. There's a link in the description of the video. If you could check them out, I'd appreciate it. Oh my goodness. We will be back shortly. Too sick to do the dishes, holy smokes. It is dark outside. If you're on hold, stand by. I load the dishwasher, my wife and I. Now, unloading the dishwasher, I like to run the dishwasher and just kind of use the dishes out of it. Some of the dishes have been washed I don't know how many times because then I load it again without unloading it. I do unload it on occasion, but I hate doing that. Since my daughter moved out and grew up and all that, some of those things you just don't pay as much attention to. All right, we're back.
Back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, hear us in Boca on 95.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at TrueOldiesFLA.com.
All righty, welcome back, one and all. It is dark outside. I missed the weather at the bottom of the last hour, Mike. I listened to it at the bottom of this hour. It looks like nighttime outside. Okay, if you're on hold, stand by. We'll do a little recap. This major move that they're making against Elon Musk, CNN has gotten involved. This is that Caitlyn girl that Trump humiliated on that town hall at CNN, Caitlyn Collins. This is her on CNN. She's talking about this conflict with Vivek, Elon, and Loomer and all this stuff that's going on. Listen.
Tonight, as President-elect Donald Trump is preparing for a widespread immigration crackdown when he takes office 25 days from now, we're seeing a crack between some of his top advisors and his MAGA base.
Oh, see that? See how excited? Hear the smile in her voice? We're seeing a crack in the MAGA base. Boy, talk about editorializing with your happiness.
When he takes office 25 days from now, we're seeing a crack between some of his top advisors and his MAGA base. Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy are both facing major blowback from their own supporters for not only backing, but encouraging offering more visas to highly skilled foreign workers.
Okay, now I'm going to tell you, if you are a MAGA person and you're ticked off at Elon or Vivek, I want to hear from you. I've got a lot of calls today. I haven't heard any of these MAGA world people upset with them.
Base. Elon Musk and Vivek Ramaswamy are both facing major blowback from their own supporters for not only backing, but encouraging offering more visas to highly skilled foreign workers. Over the Christmas holiday, Musk posted this online saying, think of this like a pro sports team. If you want your team to win the championship, you need to recruit top talent wherever they may be. He later added, I'm referring to bringing in, via legal immigration, the top 0.1% of engineering talent as being essential for America to keep winning. He's talking about H-1B visas, which allow employers to hire highly skilled foreign workers. Musk, who himself is from South Africa, said that he once had this kind of visa, and he's arguing that Silicon Valley is facing a shortage of excellent engineering talent, as he put it. But the annual cap on those kinds of visas right now is at $65,000, with another $20,000 for those who get a master's or a doctorate in the U.S. Musk is being backed up by his partner in Trump's government efficiency initiative, Vivek Ramaswamy. He says it's a cultural issue that there aren't more competitive engineers in the U.S. Here's what he said online. A culture that celebrates the prom queen over the math Olympiad champ or the jock over the valedictorian will not produce the best engineers. A culture that venerates Corey from Boy Meets World, or Zach and Slater over Screech and Saved by the Bell, or Stefan over Steve Urkel and Family Matters will not produce the best engineers. But that argument is not going over well with Trump's MAGA base, certainly not online. Some of them saying, we did not ask them to engineer an immigration policy. Tech wants indentured servants, not high-skilled workers. You don't even know what MAGA immigration policy is. Now, Trump himself, who I should note restricted H-1B visas in his first term, has said on the campaign trail this time around that he did want to make it easier for educated foreigners to work in the U.S.
What I want to do and what I will do is you graduate from a college, I think you should get automatically as part of your diploma a green card to be able to stay in this country. And that includes junior colleges too. Anybody graduates from a college, you go there for 2 years or 4 years. If you graduate or you get a doctorate degree from a college, you should be able to stay in this country.
Okay, so that's CNN. You hear the divide. This is not about H-1B visas. They're trying to divide MAGA and push Elon out. It's not going to happen. All right, back to the phones. And then after the bottom of the hour, if you want to call in about this, you can. But after the bottom of the hour, I'm going to shift gears into some other topics because there's a lot to cover. I didn't think this was going to take off this morning. I thought maybe I'd get a call or two on it, but it's so new. I'm very surprised. But that's good. Because it's an important issue. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Mike from Louisiana.
Hey, Mike.
You know, what you just heard from Caitlyn Collins is what I was going to call about. This whole thing, these first two stories you talked about, the plane crash and And the other thing is all, and this thing is all about not just a psyop, but them trying to give the media the ability to set a narrative. All right.
Give them something to talk about. Trying to give them something to talk about. Yeah, exactly. And let me tell you something, okay? They're blaming Russia. They're saying Russia shut down this plane. I don't know if they did or not. Some say it was a flock of birds. I've never seen an official cause of a plane crash out as fast as this plane that went down. You know, I mean, all of a sudden, the NTSB, man, they operate this quick over there? Come on.
No, and that's the thing. And the Jurassic media, as I'm taking the calling now, they're trying as hard as possible to drive a wedge between Trump and his guy and Elon. And
not going to happen.
And look, here's what they don't understand. Trump didn't need to be in those debates. Vivek was the Trump surrogate in those debates before the election.
Okay. No, he was running. He wanted the job. All right, appreciate the call, Mike. Take care. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hello, Brian.
Yes?
Hi, how are you? It's Laura, but not Laura, you know who.
Okay.
How are you?
All right. You got to put your mouth closer to the phone. You're on the speaker or Bluetooth. You got to be closer to the phone.
Can you hear me now?
I can. Yes.
Okay. This thing, it gives a very bad image. We didn't vote for this person, Laura, I don't know her last name. I know she's your friend. She's not my friend. She is the one who started this. She disrespects President Trump. She disrespects Elon Musk. If Elon Musk wasn't there, I am not sure if we would win. This needs to stop because you see CNN, you see they're all happy, they're jumping.
Oh yes.
She is the source of it. And then let me tell you, I think you're the only one that you really like. She is not liked because she does this thing.
Mm-hmm.
Scandal, and she needs to stop now. I think she needs even to apologize and move on.
Well, I don't see that happening.
Who is she to do that? Who is she?
Laura Loomer. Laura Loomer. She's an investigative journalist.
I don't care. She needs to stop. I mean, what the hell?
When you say she needs, hold on, slow down. When you say she needs to stop, what do you see that she's doing that she needs to stop doing?
She started this whole thing, like attacking Vivek, attacking Elon Musk. I mean, what the hell is going on? Coming from supposedly a Maga person?
No.
Let me tell you something, Brian. At this point, President Trump is the president of the United States, not only president of Maga.
Mm-hmm.
He is now the president of everyone.
That is true.
The thing. He is a president-elect. He's not even in the inauguration that she started. She has no diplomacy. Okay, she doesn't like certain things. Keep it for yourself. But she really did something. It needs to stop because they're not gonna. You see CNN? You see what they're doing? They're laughing.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if we see Laura Loomer invited on CNN, because they're very Caitlin Collins was very excited. Listen, I got to run for the break, but I'll give you the last word.
Okay, if she goes on CNN, honestly, she's not Maga, and come and disrespect Elon.
Okay.
She is done. She's a Democrat for me.
Okay, you make some good points.
All right, thank you, Bob.
All right, take care. All right, we'll take our break for the bottom of the hour. There's more to share. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. Back after this.
It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right, I got to shift gears a little bit here, but you're welcome to call in about that. It's
conditions all day.
Yeah, I mean, oh, yeah.
You gotta see those next.
Oh yeah, when Barry calls, see if there's a day that he doesn't call in next week that he wants to call in to make up for yesterday. I told him we'd make up for that.
Gotcha. And for next month, so Joe Thomas isn't gonna come in
until after the 1st.
Until after the 1st. So
Okay.
we'll do 3 days. 3 days next month.
Okay, that's fine. That's probably better.
Yeah.
There's all the snowbirds come to Florida after the 1st.
It's too cold up there for them.
Yeah, we'll get more bang for his buck then than now.
Get more people in.
Mm-hmm.
Or call at least something.
Traffic, a service of the Palm Beach Kennel Club. Merry Christmas from all of us at PBKC.
All right.
Show tickets with great holiday gifts. Check out the
Really, you know, when
But there's 1 week I'm taking 2 days off. I'll find out. I'll let you know Monday what days there are. It'll be a Thursday and a Friday. So I'm sure he won't be coming in on. So I have to make sure it's not one of the days he plans on coming in.
Oh, for Joe's house? Yeah, it should be usually Wednesdays. But
Yeah.
I'll double check.
Yeah. I'm taking 2 days off next month to go visit my daughter in Los Angeles. But I will live stream on YouTube out there in the mornings because she'll be sleeping. It'll be 3 o'clock in the morning, California time at 6. I'm only going there. I'm flying out on a Wednesday, coming back on a Sunday. So I'm not going to change my body clock. I want to stay on East Coast time. It'll be like 3 in the morning, California time, so. My daughter will be sleeping. The one thing I like about California, there's one thing I love about California. They have better food than we have here in Florida and better stores. Oh my goodness. The food is out of this world. It's just out of this world, the food in California. I was blown away. Oh my gosh. And the stores, I mean, we have good food, but California has excellent food. It's different. It's just different. My daughter took me to a Korean restaurant, and I was like blown the freak away by it. And In-N-Out, the French fries sucked, but the hamburger was one of the best hamburgers I've ever had in my life. We have good food in Florida, but not California. I told her I want to have some real Mexican food when I'm out there. So she's good. She's got a place picked out. And I'm not big into food. I'm not a big food person. The fries sucked at In-N-Out, but it had the best hamburger. I'll probably have her take me to In-N-Out when she picks me up at the airport. Because I get in pretty early California time.
Muscle weakness, loss of balance, muscle twitching, have all but disappeared. Say goodbye to your neuropathy symptoms. Call Lighthouse Medical Center for a free
South Georgia, welcome. Here we go. Well, no, we got one more commercial.
6642.
I love White Castle. We have one White Castle in Florida. I drove all the way to Orlando to go there, just to have White Castle. When I lived in Columbus, Ohio, they're everywhere. Checkers has a taste to it. No. All right, we are back. It is Friday, the Friday after Christmas. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show. We are back live today on the radio, and it is open phones on Friday, open Maga mic Friday. Any and everything on your mind is fair game on Friday's show at 1-888-465-2631. I want to talk though. I'm going to change gears a little bit, but you're welcome to call in about anything we've talked about in the first half of the show. We just passed the halfway mark already. I can't believe it. If you follow me on YouTube, you've heard me talk about this. On Christmas morning, I did a live stream on YouTube, and I take live calls there too, like I do here. And I covered some of this stuff, but I want to cover it here on the program this morning because, hey, that was Christmas, President Trump talking about taking the Panama Canal back and buying Greenland. This is a real deal. And over our couple days off at Christmas, I did a lot of reading up on both Greenland and the Panama Canal. And Greenland, I don't know too much about Greenland other than where it is, and it's not green, and I know a little bit about it, but not much. Because who cares, right? But I found some things out about Greenland, not just that they're rich in minerals and stuff. We all know that. But this is what I found. Okay, now everybody knows that Denmark owns Greenland. And Greenland is huge. And if Trump, this shocked me. If Trump were to purchase Greenland, it would be the largest territorial expansion in American history, greater than even in size than the Louisiana Purchase, which I don't even know if they teach about the Louisiana Purchase anymore in school, but that was big, right? That's when and after that, Jefferson, St. Louis, and Clark, and all that. I mean, that's huge, bigger than that. But this is what I learned. Okay, so the Prime Minister of Denmark says, Greenland is Greenland, it'll never be. Who cares what that guy thinks? It doesn't matter. Denmark, well, this blew me away when I learned this. Do you know how many people live in Greenland? It's huge. Remember, an area larger than the size of the Louisiana Purchase if we were to buy it. Do you know how many people live in Greenland? I know everyone's Googling. 58,000. That is it. 58,000. That's hardly anyone. And a lot of them are kids, right? And probably people in hospice care and stuff. But 58,000. That's nothing. I was in shock. And Denmark made an agreement with Greenland at some point. I don't know when, but Greenland can leave Denmark anytime that they want based on a vote of the population. So there's only 58,000 residents of Greenland. A lot of them are children because it's so cold, there's nothing to do but make kids, so they can't even vote. So they take a vote, and that decides whether or not they stay with Denmark or the United States. Here's another thing. I didn't know anything about Greenland. I really didn't. I mean, come on. Who's ever really been interested in Greenland, following the background of it? So they just have to take a simple vote. and they can stay in Denmark or join the United States, and then it's done. But here's another thing. The people that live in Greenland are, they call them Inuits. They're Eskimos. Inuit Indians are Eskimos. They call the Eskimos Inuits. They didn't call them Inuit when I was a kid, but now they do. And Denmark is exploiting these people. They're poor. The people, the 58,000 Greenlanders, I don't know what you call them, they live in poverty. Now, the resources of Greenland, Denmark, I'm assuming, is left-wing like the rest of Europe. They probably don't exploit the resources like they should. But the money from all those resources goes back to Denmark. Denmark does to Greenland what the English were doing to the American colonies. They're ripping them off. And the people of Greenland are living in poverty. Trump had the #1 Greenland influencer, YouTuber, TikTok at Mar-a-Lago on election night. Think about that. So the most influential influencer in Greenland was with President Trump at Mar-a-Lago on election night. Think about that. So of that 58,000, I don't know how many of them are of voting age. But let's just say it's 50,000. So we have to convince, this is all President Trump has to do, is convince 25,001 that being part of America is better than being a part of Denmark? Denmark is so rich in national resources, okay? So rich, gold, all kinds of stuff. All Trump has to do is explain to them how they're going to be rich and never work again because they can share in the profits of all the resources. And if you're one of these 58,000, you and your family will get a share of this forever. I don't think it's going to take much convincing to get 25,001 impoverished Greenland residents to decide that they want to be part of the greatest country in the world, the United States, and be rich. So it's not that far-fetched. It's not that difficult. So that's a realistic thing. So when President Trump talks about Greenland, it's not up to that big mouth prime minister. He's probably got some deals with Denmark, making all kinds of money. The people of Greenland are living in poverty. They are impoverished Inuit Indians, Eskimos. They got to have some connection to the Alaskan Eskimos. I mean, some bond. So that's a legit thing. Okay, now the Panama Canal. Oh, this is great. After the break, I'll tell you about the Panama Canal, okay? Because I'm running short on time. But right now, I want to talk to you about neuropathy. If you or someone you know or love suffer from neuropathy, call Lighthouse Medical. We found Lighthouse Medical 2.5 years ago. And Steve had not just neuropathy, he had every symptom. Every symptom. When I go through these symptoms, numbness, pain, burning, tingling in the hands and feet, muscle weakness, dizziness, twitching, are you not sleeping because of these things? The feeling of pins and needles in your hands and feet, no feeling at all in the hands and feet. When we put this copy together, Steve just told us his symptoms. They're all gone, and that's it. They haven't returned 2.5 years later. Steve was suffering so much he couldn't get out of bed. He went to his primary. His primary doctor said, there's nothing you can do. He went to a neurologist, a specialist, that said there's no treatment. We found Lighthouse Medical. Steve went there 2.5 years ago. Lighthouse Medical rid Steve of all of his neuropathy symptoms, and now 2.5 years later, they have not returned. So not only does Lighthouse Medical have a neuropathy treatment that works, it lasts. No matter where you're located in America, they can help you, okay? Because they understand that if you have neuropathy, you may not be able to get into the office. So I'm going to give you the number. When you call, make sure you mention you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show so you can take advantage of the no-charge consultation. 754-222-6642. 754-222-6642. And online, lighthousemedicalcenter.com. Give them a call. We'll be right back.
Hard truth. Delivered.
All right, and it's time to check in with attorney Barry Siegel from the Siegel Law Group. Hey, Barry, how was Hanukkah?
Enjoyed their Hanukkah and Christmas celebrations and time with their family. And now it's time for the countdown to the new year, 2025.
Absolutely.
It's time to start thinking about the things we want to accomplish. What are our goals? What do we want to do in 2025? And will we get these things done? A lot of people I know are writing those things out. As far as what we do as an estate planning elder law law firm, a lot of our clients, they want to ensure that their family is well taken care of, that they're well taken care of, they protect their assets, they leave the legacy the correct way to their loved ones, they have the right people in place making decisions for them. And so if that's one of your New Year's resolutions, I'd encourage you to write it down and take action on it, just like any other New Year's resolution you may have. I mean, it's nice to have it on paper, but to actually get it done, you need to take action. So action would be to, if you'd like to work with us, to call our office, schedule your free consultation, free review of your current estate planning if you have any, and we'll be happy to help you get one of those things checked off the list. And that's an important one as well.
Yeah, and when you and your team at the Siegel Law Group put together an estate plan for someone, these are not cookie cutter. They're very unique. I mean, there's probably an endless combination of situations that you run into with clients, Barry. I can imagine. Yeah.
Sure do. There's, I mean, I could go on with stories and stories for hours. With all kinds of different...
Oh, yeah. Every situation is unique. So you really, I don't know if this is an appropriate term to use with a law practice, but it's really what you offer people. I don't know if you think about it this way, Barry, but I've talked to so many listeners over the years that are clients of the Siegel Law Group, and some of the listeners have described your practice as really a concierge practice because you spend so much time for their specific, unique situation. People are pretty impressed by that. So listen, give the Siegel Law Group a call. It's a no-charge consultation. If you mention you heard attorney Barry Siegel on the program, toll free 855-FLA-3782. 855-FLA-3782. And online, SiegelLawGroup.com. All right, attorney Barry Siegel, we will talk next week. All right, we'll be right back.
Take on the social justice warriors for breakfast. Now, the Steve Kane.
All right, so that's Greenland, and I, now the details I gave you about the Greenland, how that works, no one in the news has covered this stuff. That's why I spent Christmas looking into it, because I was interested. This is not a joke; it's a real deal. Now, Panama, I'll give you the Reader's Digest version of Panama. And I did some looking into the situation down there, and I think Panama is cooperating with Trump to turn the canal over to us. And I'll tell you why in a moment. But the treaty that we have, okay, now remember, Trump keeps saying China's running the canal. That's not good. They're the enemy of the United States, China, right? The treaty, we have, it's two treaties we have with Panama. Okay, that Jimmy Carter made when he gave it away to them. But there's a clause in those treaties that we have the right to take it back at any time, without question, if the security of the Panama Canal is threatened. And I'm here to tell you, when the sworn enemy here of China, they hate us, they're our enemy, is running the thing, it's not secure. We can take it just on that. But I learned some things about the Panama Canal that make me think that Panama wants the United States to take it back over. There's a few things. I'll tell you what they are right quick. Okay, this is the Reader's Digest version. but it's very important. And no one in the media has covered this. I did some reading and research over Christmas. The Panama Canal's water source is a lake. I don't remember the name of the lake, but it's going through a multi-year drought that they're not even sure that the lake is going to recover from. And what that has done is the Panama Canal is not as deep as it used to be. It's several feet more shallow than it used to be. And what that means is that the cargo ships that are coming through the Panama Canal, the biggest freighters that go through it, okay, they have to take lighter cargo through. They have to. They can't take as much cargo as they used to on the ships because it's not deep enough. Did you know that? Yeah, didn't hear that, did you? It's not deep enough, so they're taking cargo that's lighter. So my guess is, and there's some other things too, but the fact that the Panama Canal's lake is going through this drought, based on that alone, I think Panama wants Trump to take over the Panama Canal so we can use the Army Corps of Engineers, the brilliant people that built the thing in the first place, and fix this lake and get the water situation back so that they can take the bigger ships that they can't take now. They're taking less cargo through. Then I found out there were 3 competitors to the Panama Canal. 2 of them are being built. One is the least of the competitors. Mexico has a freight line that goes from the Atlantic to the Pacific, and the Pacific to the Atlantic does the same thing as the canal does. That is competition. Colombia is constructing a train route that does the same thing. So they got competition north of the canal. Now they're going to have it south of the canal by rail. But this is the other thing I found out. And this is a big deal. This is the big one. Nicaragua is building their own canal from the Atlantic to the Pacific and vice versa. They're in talks with China to finance it. And this canal, if it were allowed, if it were to happen, the Nicaragua, now the construction hasn't begun yet. They're trying to secure financing with China, who has shown interest. The canal that Nicaragua is building is wider and will be deeper than the Panama Canal. The Panama Canal, even with its water level back to normal, cannot handle the megaship freighters that are out there now. It has to take smaller freighters. The Nicaraguan canal can take the super freighters. Okay? So in Panama, they know all these things. And what Panama, I believe, is panicked over this Nicaraguan canal idea. They just need to secure the financing, it'll be done. And that canal would make the Panama Canal useless. Useless. It's like the DC-3 compared to the first jets. It'd be useless. And they want us back there in control of the canal because we'll have a strong military presence there. And we would stop this Nicaragua. We'd get their canal fixed. We'd have our military there. We would stop this canal in Nicaragua from happening. We would not allow China to build a canal there. We wouldn't allow it because it would be a threat to us. The Panamanian government, regardless of what their big mouth president says, that's not what's really going on down there. Without the canal, Panama's useless. Not even a tourist stop. Okay, the only reason people go to Panama is to see the canal. And they know that if this Nicaraguan canal is constructed by China, that is a very real thing, the Panama Canal's done. Their country's done. They have nothing to offer the world. And not only is their country done, their families are done forever. Panama is all about that canal. So I'm here to tell you that Trump taking back the canal, this is not a joke. It's real, it's realistic, and Panama wants us to take it back because of the things I just shared with you. And the thing with Greenland as well. So this is all huge stuff. And the media, see, the thing is with these haters in the media, they hate Trump so much. The Trump derangement syndrome is so deep in their bones that they don't even bother. And when I say that I researched all these things I found out about Greenland and the Panama Canal, this didn't, listen, we got an internet now. Everything I just shared with you, I learned in less than 30 minutes in detail. Okay, I just gave you like the broad brush stuff because I read a lot about it because I thought it was so interesting. No one in the media has bothered to do this 10 minutes of Google searching and finding these things out because they hate Trump. So they tell themselves everything he says or does or proposes is a joke. This is very real and it's very important and it very likely will happen. Yesterday, I was listening to MSNBC. And I don't spend too much time listening to MSNBC, but I listened to Stephanie Rule, and she had a panel on, and they just don't get it. And I'm listening to them talk to themselves, and they say over and over again, Trump has no policies. His foreign policy opinion is just what the last person that he spoke to told him. All he wants to do is lower taxes. That's all they talk. They don't, even though they got creamed and Trump won all the battleground states and flipped all those counties in California, and President Trump got more Hispanic votes than the Democrats, all that stuff. We control the presidency, the House, the Senate, and the Supreme Court. They still don't consider him like a serious person because they hate him so much. So these things about Greenland and Panama and everything else are very, very, very real prospects, especially Panama, for all the reasons I shared with you. Okay? Now, the other two things that the psych ops that they're running to try to stop Trump, I talked about this thing with Elon. I mentioned earlier this plane crash that they're saying Russia did. Of course, they're trying to use that to stop peace with Russia and Ukraine. But there's a third thing going on that's that will be widely reported today. You may have already seen it. And there's a fourth thing too, but I just get to the third one right now. Schumer, he's so giddy he can't keep his mouth shut, and he blurted what he was planning on doing. Biden has appointed more federal judges than even Trump appointed. Or at least whoever signs for Biden, okay, appointed more federal judges, over 250. And they are organizing, the Democrats, I know you think they're leaving Trump alone right now. The opposite is true. The Democrats are organizing to go to court and go to one of these Biden or Obama judges, and Schumer there's a big article in the New York Times that details the whole thing. You can read it. I'm not going to go through it right now, but the Democrats, led by Schumer, are organizing attorneys to challenge in front of a Biden or Obama or maybe even a Clinton judge every order that Trump signs and every policy he proposes and every bill that he signs into law that's passed by the Congress. This is going to be their scheme, okay? And there's much more that they're operating on as well, which we'll get to in the next hour, as well as your calls at 1-888-465-2631. Remember, it's Open Maga Mike Friday. Any and everything on your mind is fair game on Friday's show, 1-888-465-2631. I want to talk about Jupiter Joe Thomas. Joe Thomas, it's really amazing. He spent over 30 years as a retirement planner, and you want to give him a call. He's offering free phone consultations. He'll tell you how you can turn your money into guaranteed income for life. A lot of people have 401ks, IRAs, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, but unlike annuities, they do not guarantee you an income stream for life. If you want income now or later in your retirement, you need a plan of action that has guarantees, no conditions, no question marks, no asterisks. Call Joe Thomas, set up an appointment, talk to him about annuities. I learned a lot of things about annuities since I met Joe, including that the lottery, people get those yearly payouts when they win the lottery. That's done through an annuity. The pensions are done through annuities because annuities are safe. When you have your money in an annuity, you never are risking your nest egg. You're not risking your money. There's only things to gain. Now, he's offering free phone consultations. When you take advantage of this, he gives you a custom proposal based on you and your situation, your goals, your needs, your wants. Not everybody needs income, or maybe you need a certain amount of income. It'll be specific to you and your situation. By the way, if you're already retired, he can help you too. If you're not retiring for 20 years or you're retiring on the 1st of January, he can help you as well. You can also take advantage of this no-charge consultation no matter where you are located in the United States. Here's the number, 561-743-0999. 561-743-0999. That's 561-743-0999. And if you missed the number, just go to his website. It's an easy one to remember, JupiterJoe.com. That's JupiterJoe.com. All right, and take advantage of that no-charge consultation with Joe Thomas. All right, 2 hours down, 1 to go. You're listening to Florida's longest-running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, on the radio since 1977, celebrating 47 years on the radio, but that's going to change in less than a week to 48 years on the radio. Oh my goodness, 48 years. I'm Brian, the Steve Kane Show. We'll be back with your calls after this.
WSFS 104.3 HD3 Miramar. WIRK 103.1 HD3 Indiantown.
You there, Steve?
Yes.
Okay. Hold on. If you're new, make sure you subscribe, guys. And welcome if you're new. And if you're already subbed, do me the favor of liking the video. Pretty good show today. Steve will be joining us, obviously. I don't know what he wants to bring up, but I have a couple things I want to ask him about. This is one of my favorite Trump hats because Trump has seen this hat with his own eyes up close, like this close, more than once. So I've got a couple of these Make America Great Again hats that have been this close to President Trump. So I feel like I call them the hats of wisdom, the caps of wisdom. I feel smarter when I'm wearing one of the MAGA hats that he's seen.
Seal said he could do Monday at 8, if that's good with you.
Okay, yeah. So what you do is, yeah, that's fine. Yeah. Just remind me because I'll forget.
Okay. Yeah, I have it written down. So like at the top of the hour, do you want to come down and go straight to Siegel? Or?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
This December with Christmas cash and holiday high hand promotions. Plus, table game action with Ultimate Texas Hold'em and 3-card poker. PBKC is also your best bet for Super OTV action from top tracks around the country. And for more information, you can get that at pbkennelclub.com.
Sloman's and their free home security system and free doorbell camera with professional installation offer is here. Yeah, finally some great news. How would you like a free doorbell camera? You get a doorbell camera, you get a doorbell camera.
Only no. Be out of business. Been on the air for over 30 years and about 100,000 a day. We're on a whole bunch of radio stations, FM radio stations. And so far on YouTube this morning, let's see. There's been over 30,000 on YouTube this morning already. And that's not including the radio and listening on the online platforms.
Since 1977, it's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
All right, the third hour has begun. I'm Brian. You're listening to Florida's longest running radio show, the Steve Kane Show. And, of course, Steve Kane joining us. Hey, Steve. Good. There's a lot going on. I didn't know if you had... I had a few things I wanted to run by you, but I don't know if you had somewhere you wanted to go.
Yeah, well, no, but I could... I picked up on something you said.
Mm-hmm.
Simple question about it. This thing of not seating the president, challenge the president, how imminent is that? What's the time?
No, there was a big article in the Hill yesterday of their that Trump Trump is not eligible to be president because he led an insurrection. So if they so that the House doesn't have to certify him. It's not going to happen. This is their fantasy. Okay, they're sitting around trying to live life like Tom. Yeah.
In the course of their fantasy, what is their time frame?
Well, it would be on January 20th. This is what they're This is what they're fantasizing will happen. The Kamala Harris camp. Okay, is that the House, led by the Republicans, okay, on January 20th will agree. The majority of the House will agree that Trump is ineligible to be president because he led an insurrection. He'll be disqualified by the House, and that would make Kamala Harris the president because she will have the second most electoral college votes, and on January 20th, Kamala will be certified as the 47th president. That's what they're fantasizing. I'm not kidding. Well, they're sick, Steve. They're sick. It's
That goes beyond even my expectations.
They're nuts. Okay, and who's that Democrat that had cancer like forever ago, but he still wears the shower cap? Like he's still in treatment, even though he's got all his hair. Jamie Raskin. I knew his name, but I wanted to get all the shower cap stuff, out. But Jamie Raskin's even saying that they shouldn't certify him on January. Which, by the way, isn't that an insurrection? They've been telling us for 4 years. That would be an insurrection. So that, yeah, exactly. So there's all kinds of bizarre things going on with the Democrats. But before we get to that stuff, though, I wanted to share this one thing. Just get little. I got a call in the first hour. Somebody was like, "Do you know the story of Kwanzaa?" And I was telling them how you knew the founder of Kwanzaa, that Karinga guy.
Yeah.
Ron Karinga, and he had some problems with like beating women up and stuff. He had some violence in his streak. I don't know the whole thing, but Kwanzaa has kind of faded. Nobody does Kwanzaa anymore. I mean, not that people were really doing it before.
The original black militants.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and I think you knew him before he invented Kwanzaa, or around the time he was doing it.
He goes to he went to the Joe Pine School of Talk Radio.
Yeah.
Frequent guest on the Pine Show.
Yeah.
Guest, by the way.
But.
You know, another fruitcake.
Yeah, yeah. But Kwanzaa was never widely celebrated. And it's really faded away. It's a stupid made-up holiday. Now we know, people are wondering, what is Kamala going to do when she's out of public life? There's all this speculation, right? And we're getting an idea of what she's going to do. She's going to become a black person. You know, a lot of people that are minorities, like O.J. Simpson, he lived the life of a white man until he was on trial for murder. And then he got very Afrocentric after he was put on trial for murdering his wife and Ron Goldman. And when O.J. was acquitted for the murders that he committed, nobody wanted to be around this guy. People don't like murderers. The only place he could find acceptance was in black churches around the country. So he went out and bought a dashiki and started going to black churches on Sundays for a while because he's a celebrity. He wanted acceptance, and that's the only place he could find it. Yeah, with the Kwanzaa. So Kamala released a Kwanzaa video yesterday because the first day of Kwanzaa is the day after Christmas. Okay, so yesterday was the first day of Kwanzaa. Did you see or hear Kamala's Kwanzaa video? No. Oh my goodness. I'm going to play it for you. She's drunk out of her mind, okay? She probably hasn't been sober, especially since she lost to Trump. But here she is telling the story of how she grew up celebrating Kwanzaa. Listen.
Sister and I, we grew up celebrating Kwanzaa. Every year, our family and our extended family, we would gather around across multiple generations.
Okay, now let me just slow down on this BS story of hers. She was raised in Canada, her sister and her, by her mother from India, okay? And her entire extended family of her mother are Indians from India. And if you see any photographs of Kamala with her family, her mother and all of them are wearing traditional Indian clothing. So we're expected to believe that these Indians living in Canada were celebrating Kwanzaa together. Now, if she was being raised in Berkeley by her black father and his family, I might believe it, right? But in Canada, with her Indian mother and her Indian grandmother?
You know, my sister and I, we grew up celebrating Kwanzaa. Every year, our family and our extended family, we would gather around across multiple generations, and we'd tell stories. The kids would sit on the carpet, and the elders would sit in chairs, and we would light the candles, and of course afterwards have a beautiful meal. And of course there was always the discussion of the 7 principles. And my favorite, I have to tell you, was always the one about self-determination, Kujitagalea.
Kujitagalea. Oh my goodness. That's her favorite principle. Coochie Kajitia. That sounds like that sounds like coochie coochie to me. I don't know what that means.
And essentially it's about be and do. Be the person you want to be and do the things you want to do and do the things that need to be done. It's about not letting anyone write our future for us, but instead going out and writing it for ourselves. And that principle motivates me today as we seek to confront the challenges facing our country and to build a brighter future for all Americans. So to everyone who is celebrating, happy Kwanzaa from our family to yours.
Yes, happy Kwanzaa. So she's planning when she's out of public life, unelectable forever. She's planning on becoming a black person. And I think part of the reason she may be doing this is maybe it'll give her some protection from the investigations on where the $1.5 billion went in a couple of months on her campaign. She's going to call the investigators racist because she's all black now and into the Kwanzaa, and her, coochie coochie is my favorite principle. Oh my goodness, pathetic. She needs, what she needs to do? She needs to get into the alcohol rehab business. That's what she needs to do. I mean, my goodness, what an embarrassment. But let's take our first break of the third hour. When we get back, though, there's some serious things to talk about that they're plotting. Our number toll free, 1-888-465-2631, 888-465-2631. Now, earlier in the week, I found out that we sold out on our cruise. Our cruise is sold out. And I just was talking to Ian from Cruise and Travel Depot. We were able to score another cabin or two from the cruise line. So if you were not able to get a cabin, we have one or two. I'm not sure if it's one or two because the text message was a little cryptic. I was talking to Ian during one of the breaks. But we sold out of the cruise, I think Monday or Tuesday. We sold all our cabins, but we were able to wrangle another cabin or two from the cruise line. So if you're interested, give Ian a call, but these cabins are not going to last long. 561-244-5779. The Steve Kane, Brian Craig Victory Cruise of President Trump. Our Maga Victory Cruise leaves on March 30th. 561-244-5779. That's 561-244-5779. We'll be right back.
Don't sit on the sidelines. Get in on the action.
Welcome, everyone. If you're new, make sure you subscribe, guys. Oh, my stomach. My stomach just growled.
Now back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig. Listen in the Palm Beaches on 95.9 FM, the Treasure Coast on 106.9 FM, hear us in Boca on 5.3 FM, Fort Lauderdale on 96.9 FM, and anywhere in the world at...
All right, we are back. I'm Brian. Steve Kane is here. Our number 1-888-465-2631. We are back live the Friday after Christmas. Oh, my goodness. Was Christmas good for you guys, Steve? Oh. No, you had... Oh, well, okay. Really? Why does your daughter care about Canada?
A severe case of Trump derangement syndrome, and there's no talking.
Is this your daughter that used to be a funeral director?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
My heart, I'll tell you, I'm really sick.
You should tell her about that time you stood up to her when they accused her of that thing in high school.
Yeah, that's exactly what I want to do.
Yeah, no, yeah, you know, hey, I know how it goes. Yeah, I know how it goes. You know, the thing with Canada, though, Trump, you know, he does plan on taking the Panama Canal. Yeah, he's the hockey player. well, I know that I don't know. You know me in sports, Steve. I know nothing. I mean, I know nothing of sports, but I'm assuming Wayne Gretzky is kind of like the Pele of hockey, and and the Babe Ruth of hockey. And like most great hockey players, he's Canadian, and Trump's talking about he should be the prime minister. What Donald Trump does plan on taking the Panama Canal. The thing about Greenland is also a possibility. I went through all that in the last hour.
You know that this is something that's going to happen. You know that, right?
The Panama Canal? Oh yeah, yeah.
Well, I'm talking about the England thing.
Canada? No. What he's doing, now maybe I'm wrong about this, but I'll tell you what I think he's doing with Canada. And I could be wrong, okay? We don't want any more states, okay? Because a state gets 2 senators and a whole bunch of House members, right? So it would mess up the whole balance of Congress. That's why we don't make Puerto Rico a state. They'd get 2 senators, and I don't know how many congressmen they would get, but they'd all be Democrats, okay? Because it's Puerto Rico, right? That's why we don't want any more states. What Trump is doing with Canada is brilliant, okay? Trump is good at doing so many things so far as messaging and marketing and manipulation of such things. He's very good at branding. And what he's doing, he has branded Trudeau the worst thing that a politician can be. And he's made him an object of ridicule. He's a joke. And once someone in politics becomes an object of ridicule, their political life is over. And that's almost 100% accurate, right? You see this over the years. Yeah, well, he's not going to be in power anymore. What good is he to her? And what's going on right now, Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank, who's on ABC, who is he's always on television promoting Trump. He's Canadian. There's a delegation of Canadians. I think Kevin O'Leary's leading them to Mar-a-Lago. And what he's doing is getting, Canada has very strong conservative MAGA-like people in Canada, okay? And he's made Trudeau an object of ridicule, and the conservatives are going to take over Canada. It's going to happen, and it's all happening because of this 51st state talk and this Governor Trudeau. He's talking about making Wayne Gretzky the governor of Canada. And he's made Trudeau such a joke, and Trudeau helped a lot when he went into a panic and came down to Florida and sucked up to Trump like immediately. He probably he came down here on a jet so fast I couldn't believe. And the conservatives have been fighting for years to get rid of Trudeau. And finally, because of Trump, he's out. So you can tell your daughter that Canada's still going to be Canada. What does she have some allegiance to Canada?
No, she just
hates Trump.
Her thing that he's a vicious tyrant who wants to rule the world.
Well, I don't want to say too much because it's family, but I do remember the last time you brought up your funeral director daughter. She's not a funeral director anymore, but she used to embalm bodies for a living, which is a very strange job. The last time you brought her up on the air about politics was after you got your Choose Life license plates, and she came over to the house and was pissed off. She's radical.
Very radical left.
And she's a college professor. Right? Or she used to be? Oh, I thought she was a college professor.
She's got a master's degree.
Oh, but she doesn't teach? Okay, I thought she was a professor. But she was livid over your Choose Life license plates. I remember that clearly.
She's extreme.
She's a radical, feminazi.
She's my oldest daughter. I love her to death. And it's breaking my heart.
Hey, you got 6 other kids. You'll be okay. I've only got 1, so I can't take any chances. But you got 7.
She's my eldest.
Yeah,
Baby ever adopted.
Yeah, well, you can always, you can always make adjustments to your revocable living trust with Attorney Barry Siegel. I'm kidding you. But I feel sorry for you because even though my daughter lives in Los Angeles, she's still MAGA. Okay, so that's she.
I don't know where it went wrong.
She voted for Trump in California. You know, so isn't that something? Yeah, exactly. Well, you do too. You just have one that's misguided. That's okay. You know. Yeah. Exactly. You want to take some calls because we're jibber jabbering a lot here. Okay, let's go. 1-888-465-2631. Toll free call. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, Brian.
Yes, you're on the air.
Good morning, Danielle, calling from Michigan.
Hey.
Just a quick comment. Listening to the show, thankful that it's Friday. I'm just so thankful January 20th is almost here. I'm not getting caught up in all of the, there's just so many things that are going on right now.
You think it's all going to come to a stop on January 20th?
Well, no, Steve, but the thing is if you look back at the last 4 years and what we've all been through, we've been through misery. And there's a lot of hope and there's a lot of positive things that are going to happen.
Oh, I agree with that.
There's no magical wand. It's not just going to be boom.
No,
But
these
you know
people don't
something?
give up. They don't give up.
They're not going to. That's okay. They're not. Go ahead. Sorry.
You know, but Steve, here's the thing. They're never going to give up, and they're like right now. Okay, I've been detailing all morning all these plots against Trump. Okay, they're just regrouping. Like for example, one of the things, you know, Schumer's organizing the federal judges. When you lose at the polls, you misuse the court's lawfare. Governor Newsom is organizing officials and he's going to be their leader. He's forming a confederacy to stop the deportations, which, by the way, sounds like an insurrection against the federal government. If a local officials are like Newsom, who's a local official, is trying to stop the federal government from deporting illegals. So he's openly organizing an insurrection against Trump. But if you notice with all these things, Trump's not responding to them. He's not playing their games. He's just going to do what he does.
I'm just staying real positive. I'm staying very hopeful. And the one thing that I really look at, Steve, that's very important is if we go back to July 13th, and we look at what happened on July 13th. God has a plan.
That's the day that they shot President Trump.
Correct. And there's a plan, and I just wanted to say that, you know, I know that they're not going to give up. I know that they're dirty. I know that they're rotten people. But I also have a lot of faith and a lot of hope, and I just feel really good about it. And one thing I wanted to mention. I listened to Tom Hillman. I got real excited.
Oh, I love him.
I'm telling you what, guys. On day one, Steve. Day one. There's gonna be a massive shock and awe on day one with these illegal.
You know, one of the things that Tom Homan's taught. I'm so glad, and I remember these. I'm sure you guys do too. They're going to do workplace raids. And they used to do that all the time. Like immigration would show up at job sites and green cards. That, you know, remember Cheech Marin had a whole song they made into a movie. I was born in East L.A. Where's your green? Remember Jan Michael Vincent was in it, playing the border patrol. Where's your green card, boy? Green card. I was born in East, and he got deported. Remember, did a whole. It was. I was born in East L.A. But those are the glory days are going to be back.
Tom Holman, I believe, said they've already got about 700,000 ready to go on day one. These people know what they're doing. They've been planning for this. Stay very hopeful, and you guys have a great happy New Year.
Now, by the way, Sean Hannity and Ainsley Earhardt announced they're getting married. Yeah. She's the blonde on Fox. Yeah, so I want to ask Steve, do you want to be my +1 at the wedding with Sean and Ainsley? Okay, all right. 'Cause my wife can't go, so you can be my +1. Okay, good. All right, well, there you go. Hey, appreciate the call. If you're on hold, hang in there. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. Steve Kane is here, my +1 at the Sean Hannity Ainsley Earhart wedding. We don't have the date yet, but for years. For years, yeah. All right, we'll take our break for the bottom of the hour and be right back.
Making morning radio great again. It's the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
It was a song, Born in East LA, that was so popular they made it into a movie. The video and the movie were both... I saw that movie in the theater when it came out. Born in East LA.
Brought to you by All Year Cooling. Enjoy free AC replacement estimates along with same-day service and installation. Visit allyearcooling.com to schedule your service today. And remember, the All Year family is here to serve your family all year long. And now, a True Oldies traffic check. Brought to you by the Palm Beach Kettle.
Well, who would you take if you were me? My wife can't go. Who would your +1 be if you were me, guys? To the Hannity Ainsley marriage. Who would your +1 be? My wife can't make it.
And on I-95, it's actually looking pretty good. Some people just know you can save money on car insurance by checking Allstate first. Those people are probably saving a carload of cash right now. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate. That's
Mike?
all
Oh.
about Christy.
Traffic, a service of the Palm Beach
Loomer.
from all of us at PBKC.
I'm not going to go to a wedding with another woman. That's crazy.
Check out the incredible 2025 lineup of fun events, including tribute band dinner shows with Start Me Up, Chris McDonald's Memories of Elvis Valentine's Day, Splish Splash, the music of Bobby Darin, the Pure Zeppelin Experience,
Why go?
and more. For more information or for tickets,
The Trumps will be there. My mom? My mom probably does not know who Hannity and Ainsley Earhart are. She doesn't follow that stuff. A cardboard cutout of Trump? The real Trump might be there. Candace? Renee from Harlem?
This is Mark Laporta, son of Tom Laporta and proud second-generation owner of Laporta Roofing. As a military veteran who served in the Army after 9/11, I brought the same dedication and discipline to our family business. At Laporta Roofing, we've been serving our community for nearly 4 decades, and we're committed to continuing that legacy of excellence. Our team specializes in all types of roofing systems, from shingles to tile, slate, metal, and flat roofs. We're the go-to experts for single-family homes, HOA communities, and condo associations. What sets us apart is our unwavering commitment to customer satisfaction. I've personally implemented systems to ensure you receive the best in customer service and workmanship. Don't miss out on our limited time offer for a free roof inspection. Call us now at 954-604-4602 or visit us at laportaroofing.com. Trust the experts who have been...
I got a sneeze coming on.
Generations.
Trying to fight it back.
The number is 954-604-4602.
Oh. Thank you for the bless yous. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for the bless yous. Oh, I'm sure Bongino will be there. Oh, no. We're coming back.
79 561 244 5779 and online at cruisingdepot.com to make your reservation and lock in our private group rate. Nothing comes close to Celebrity Cruises.
Now, back to the Steve Kane Show with Brian Craig.
Oh, man. And Steve, during the break, some people are saying that if I take you as my +1 to the Hannity wedding, they'll think we're gay. Why would they think we're gay? They know us. They know. To get that invite, they got to know who you are.
Obviously, Don's going to be there, right?
The president will be there? I'm sure, yeah. You're going to bring your house. Oh, my goodness. So I'm going to take you... I'm going to take you as my +1 to the Hannity wedding to Ainsley Earhart. You're going to bring a football helmet?
Oh, I'm desperate to get done.
Well, good luck getting through the Secret Service detector with all that. But, we'll see. Maybe if you wear the helmet, they'll let it through. We'll tell them it's your headgear. I don't know. All right, well, there's only one opening on the board. At 1-888-465-2631. Let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hey, good morning. It's Brian from Rio.
Oh, hey, Brian.
Hey, listen. First of all, I sent you something what I was doing the day after Christmas, and once you see, you'll understand. I'm getting better. But I want to take you back to the past a little bit. In Montana, there was one thing that I used to do that because of my disability, there was something that I learned, or that people were saying, well, what kind of job are you going to do? Well, the one thing that came to mind was working at the radio station.
Mm-hmm.
So at one point in time, there was mutual broadcasting system. And we all know Larry King used to, well, little did I know that growing up in Biscayne Park, Florida, he used to live right around the corner from me.
Yeah, when he was on KAT, WKAT.
Right. But as a little boy, growing up, I used to walk with my crutches all around that corner and then back to my house, which wasn't very far, but we basically had a connection there. And but I remember.
Did you know Larry King, or did you work at WKAT? What's the rest of the story?
No, I worked at 2 radio stations in Montana.
Oh, in Montana.
But I worked at one at KALS, which was basically all computerized.
Yeah.
You call me Mike the board.
Oh, okay. You were the board op of Montana.
Well, no, it's a Kalispell area there.
Mm-hmm.
There was one radio station that they needed somebody to do work midnights, 10 to 6, and because they had this new, they were going overnight, and it was the mutual broadcasting thing with, and they had Larry King, so I happened to be.
Oh, cool! That's awesome. Mm-hmm.
Every day I used to. They had the radio station on the 2nd floor.
Yeah.
I used to have to go up the stairs. But I couldn't.
On crutches? Oh my goodness! They didn't put an elevator. It's open phone, Steve. Friday, open Maga Mike Friday.
Yeah, but they. I used to crawl up the stairs.
Oh my goodness! You used to crawl up the stairs?
I was determined.
Oh my goodness!
But listen, I want to thank you guys, and
Well, I'm glad you're out of the hospital and you're doing well. I'm glad you're doing good.
yeah, thank you.
All right, take care. I appreciate the call. Hey, Steve, do you remember that time we had Larry Flint on the show? The pornographer? Okay, this was Larry. You know who Larry Flint is? Mike doesn't know who Larry Flint. Yeah, Larry Flint was like what was it? What was his magazine? Hustler. And this is when we worked. This is when we were at the radio station 940 in Miami. Or was we on 14? I can't remember what station we were on then. We've been on so many stations together. We were on the second floor, and there was no elevator. And Larry Flint had got. Remember, he was in a wheelchair because somebody shot him. And he had, you'll never see anything like this. He had a solid gold wheelchair. Remember that? I couldn't believe it. He had a solid gold wheelchair, and and we had him in, and we were on the second floor, and there was no elevator. And I remember he got there, and I said, sorry, there's no elevator. He had two bodyguards. They picked him up and carried him up the stairs. I couldn't believe it. In the wheelchair, in the gold wheelchair, right up to the studio. We interviewed I don't know, nobody cares but me, but I just forgot about that. Just one of those memories that popped in my head about one of those vague memories. Yes, Larry Flint getting carried up the stairs. Let's see, who's next? Who's next here? All right, let's go. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Never Trumper Steve in Martin County's one of its best cities in Palm City. How you doing today, Brian?
Pond City.
Palm, P-A-L-M.
Oh, I thought you said you're in Pond City. Okay.
Steve, I wish you would have been here at Christmas Eve on the show Tuesday, because Brian was being especially nice to me, but he chalked it up only to it being Christmas Eve, which now means I have to wait a year for that kind of...
Now it's the second day of Kwanzaa. Maybe I'll give you a Kwanzaa gift.
Well, I don't follow Kwanzaa.
Oh, what are you, racist or something?
You brought it up, not me. So, anyway, I wanted to bring up Elon Musk, because one thing we've learned already is that owning a company is different than being in government. Even though the Doge thing is not a department of anything, it's far removed from government, which is how Trump wanted it. So that they're not really responsible for anything. They can just make suggestions. But when you get free rent in Trump's mind, and by that I mean Trump brought up Musk last weekend at the conservative, I forget the name of where he was, but I think you know, Brian, that he's never going to be president, and he can't because he's not born in the United States, ha-ha, is what Trump said. When Trump is thinking about Musk, he's starting to be a little bit irritated. And of course he said he can't get him out of...
Keep telling yourself that.
Well, but here's the thing. You know, Musk was singing the praises of Rick Scott becoming...
First, I want you to slow down, okay? No, hold on. Christmas was, the Christmas presents come and went. Okay, so Elon Musk, this thing there's a new talking point that you have, that Trump's tired of Elon Musk. Donald Trump's, one of his granddaughters, Kai Trump, who's Don Jr.'s daughter, who's, she's a golfer. And, she's got a scholarship to be on the golf team at the University of Miami. And she has a YouTube channel, Kai Trump, and it's watched by millions. She had a video she just put up. She went with her granddad and the whole family to an Elon Musk rocket launch, and she showed it. This idea that Trump is somehow annoyed by Elon Musk is your fantasy. These guys, I've seen Trump with different people, and there's been a couple of people that I've seen him with that you see that they're best buds. Charlie Kirk, when I've seen Trump in person with Charlie Kirk, there's a connection. Brian from Right Side Broadcasting, Marjorie Taylor Greene's boyfriend, and Elon Musk. These guys have a strong brotherhood bond. They are best friends. And I know you guys have this fantasy that you're going to tear up these best friends for some reason. Why can't you run the government like a business, Steve? You keep saying that.
I'll tell you why. Because when you take over what became X, you're the boss, and you can fire 70% of the people and still run a good company, which is what he's doing. Government runs differently than a business. Government is all about compromise, and when he is working opposite to what Trump wants to do. Trump really doesn't care about cutting fat out of the government to any large extent, because where is the biggest problem of Musk? He comes in day one and says, I'm going to remove $2 trillion out of this budget. The only way you can remove $2 trillion is going after Medicare, Medicaid, Social Security, the Homeland Security, and
why do you? Yeah. Oh, here's what are these? Steve. These are talking points from like 1994. I'm hearing here, right? What about? Really?
Areas.
What about? How much could you get back just from the aid to Ukraine or the foreign aid to Canada and all these other countries? Why is it always Medicare and enough drops and you've got a filled up bucket? Listen, we're out of time. We got to run for the break. I like liberal callers. I have no, but he doesn't really talk much. He doesn't. You know what I mean? He throws these things out and doesn't really talk much. I don't know. What's going on? You can't get, yeah. Oh, you didn't, we don't have Youngerman? All right, so, we'll see what that is. I don't know. We don't have him on the phone here. So let me take another call and then we'll give another moment to find out and then we'll get the amateur gold report. All right, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Oh, hey, Jay. How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good this morning.
Sounds like it.
I was sitting here, I watched you on YouTube.
Yes, hey. Hey.
Now, this isn't what I called about, but I'm just saying,
open phones.
Really weird. Somebody in your audience seems to think that Trump is God. Trump is God.
Who thinks that?
Believe that Trump is God. That's weird to me. But that's not what I called about. I called about this craziness that you're trying to spin to the fact that Trump is going to take back the Panama Canal, Greenland, and he's going to take over Canada and make it He said the 51st state would be the 52nd state, but he's dumb.
Really? There's 51 states? Wait, Trump's dumb. How many states are there, Jay?
40.
40? There's 40 states? How many states are there? 40. 41? There's 41. The United States is made up of 41 states? Where'd you go to school?
29.
You're pulling my leg, right?
Get back to what I was.
What you were calling Trump stupid, and you don't know how many states there are.
I want to get to what I was talking about.
How many states are there? Oh my goodness, Steve. Hear this? We're up. Stay on point. Well, I gotta run for the gold report. I gotta take a break for the gold report. I'm gonna do something I rarely do. I'm going to put you on hold and give you some time after the break. Okay? Do you want to hold through the break or in the call now? Yeah, I'll hold. See if during the break, you know what he's going to do during the break, Steve? He's going to look up how many states there are. He's going to know when we get back. And I knew how many states there were. I just wouldn't tell you till after the break. Yeah, exactly. Oh my goodness. We'll be right back.
Hard truth. Delivered morning 6 to 9 right here.
Oh, man. All right, it's time to check in with William Youngerman from the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated with the Morning Gold and Precious Metals Report. How are the metals looking, William Youngerman, on this Friday after Christmas?
Well, the metals are holding in an area that we've been for quite a while now, with gold finding good support around $2,600. To be honest, yesterday we were up $15. Today we're down $13. The markets are holding very solid. Yesterday we saw gold trade in a range of $2,617 on the low, up to $2,639 on the high, and closing out today at $2,633.20. That was up $15.20. Silver closed up 16 cents at $29.75 the ounce, while platinum was down $7 at $9.34, and palladium was down $23 at $910. Overnight, we saw gold trade in a similar range, $26.17 on the low to $26.35 on the high. And right now we're at $26.20. That's down $13.20. Silver down 30 cents at $29.45 the ounce. Platinum down $9 at $9.25. And palladium also down $9 at $901 the ounce. So that's pretty much where we...
What are your hours today, William Youngerman?
We're here till normal hours, 5 o'clock today.
Okay.
We open Monday normal hours.
Okay. All right, guys. And what that means William Youngerman opens up at 10 a.m. Stop in at 150 East Palmetto Park Road in Boca, which is immediately east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto Park Road on the first floor of the Bank of America building. And when you enter the building, William Youngerman's shop is directly across from the bank lobby. You can give him a call as well, 1-800-327-5010, 1-800-327-5010. And you can find both his phone number and address on his website, williamyoungerman.com. All right, William Youngerman, we'll talk on Monday. All right, we are back. I'm going to give Jay another moment to Google, but I want to tell everyone about Game Day Men's Health. I got a call earlier in the show. One of our listeners who is a patient at Game Day Men's Health, I told him when he comes in for his next appointment to stop on in. I'll give him a tour of the radio station. I got to tell you, this is the time of year where you see people that you see once every year or every 5 years because, the different holidays and family get-togethers. And, Steve, everybody that I have met in the family have told me that one person, they used a word I often use, that I'm de-aging. Someone called me Dorian Gray. Dorian Gray, don't ask Jay who Dorian Gray is, Steve. Please don't embarrass him anymore. But, the reason that I'm de-aging and look better than maybe I did last year, I guess, but people are telling me, is because I got my testosterone back. When you have your testosterone back, it does more than just give you your sex drive back, give you your erections back, the ability to maintain erections. You get all that stuff. But you're standing up taller, you look better, you feel better. When you feel better, you're more confident. It just gives you your life back. Get your life back. Get your energy back. Get your testosterone back. My testosterone is at the level of a 20-year-old. Absolutely amazing. Call Game Day Men's Health, 561-355-5341. 561-355-5341. That's 561-355-5341. All right, Jay from Jersey, you're back.
Yes, I am. Now, we're going to stay on top with our calls about?
Yeah.
We're going to do that.
Go ahead. What's on your mind?
I said to you.
Oh, my God. You didn't look it up.
Why do you think that Trump is going to be able to take the Panama Canal back, take over Canada, and take over Greenland? Why do you think that he thinks he...
Okay. Now, earlier in the show, I went through an explanation of all of them, but I'll give you the... well, then you know the answers. Then why are you asking? First of all, the Panama Canal... Panama wants us to retake the canal. The treaty we have... Well, yes, they do. You just don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, God. Did you hear what the president of Panama said?
It doesn't matter what he said. It's not up to him. The treaty that we have with Panama allows the United States to take the Panama Canal back anytime the United States feels that its neutrality has been threatened or it's not safe security-wise. China, the enemy of America, controlling the Panama Canal, it's not neutral and it's not safe. We can take it back just on that.
No. That's just a regular rule that you're saying. You have no idea if it's safe or not. That's just a mess.
It's not safe if China's controlling it. Hey, Jay, I'm going to run, but thanks for the call. We got a full board, and he didn't even look it up, Steve. I'm in shock. I just can't believe he didn't. Yes, I mean, why didn't he look it up and say there's 50 states? I mean, I don't. The reason I held him over is because that was so embarrassing. I wanted him to be able to redeem himself, after the break, and he just went. Well, it's the holiday season, man. That's right. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from? Hey, remember when Obama said there were 57 states when he was running for president? Remember that one? Oh, my goodness. That was great. Okay, what's on your mind? Go ahead, caller.
Richard from Hospital.
Hey, Richard.
Okay, when the Senate finally decides who is going to put in for senator, that is immediate. I don't understand why, since we lost a couple or two or three congressmen to go into the cabinet, they have to wait for the new election. Is that right, or am I not getting it?
I didn't hear the part about that Marco Rubio and the Congress people will stay in Congress until they get confirmed for these cabinet positions. They're not going to resign their congressional seat until they get confirmed. You can't hold two federal offices at the same time. So when Marco Rubio gets confirmed as Secretary of State, he'll resign from the Senate then.
People Trump selected are in the congressmen.
The House members, it'll be the same thing. If they have to go through congressional appointments, they'll stay in Congress until they're confirmed. They don't want to give up their seats in case they don't get confirmed.
Once they're confirmed, we have to wait for the later election.
No, there's the Senate. The way the Senate works, Marco Rubio was reelected. Was it 4 years ago now? He's got 2 years. There'll be whoever DeSantis appoints to replace Marco Rubio in the Senate will be the senator for 2 years, and in 2 years there'll be an election. I think he's only 2 years, and then in 2 years there'll be an election. So whoever DeSantis appoints will become the senator until the election in 2 years. Whoever wins that will finish out Marco's term, however much is left. Then there'll be another election.
What about the lady that's going to the United Nations? She's from Congress.
Yeah, the same thing in the House seats. They'll be appointed. So it depends on the different states have different rules, but I don't think we're going to have special elections in Florida. I think they'll just DeSantis will appoint replacements. I think for the House, I'm not 100% on the House.
I keep thinking we're losing people in the House.
You really think Trump is not confident that Republicans will replace them? Would he pluck people out of the House if he didn't think Republicans were going to be put in their place? Don't worry, Trump's got everything under control.
We'll get in place. I just don't want to wait till November.
I know we've talked before. You're always doom and gloom.
Okay.
All right. Yes, he doesn't like good news. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Brian from Jersey.
Hey, Brian.
Hey, Brian. Hi, Steve. How are you today? Good. A comment about Donald Trump, and he's the best I've ever seen at it. His ability to create leverage, almost out of thin air.
Yes.
To gain an upper hand of position is really amazing. Now, this thing that when he's going... I've never seen anything like it. This thing with Canada now, he makes a statement about making them the 51st state in that, and that's all he did.
You know what Trump has done. Let me tell you what Trump has done in Canada. It's not completed yet. It's in process. He has done with just a few words what it took an army for Bush to do. Regime change. Trump has brought regime change to Canada. Like, he could have done the same thing and got rid of Saddam without the military. He just knows how to,
Who's the biggest political player in Canada right now? It's Donald Trump.
Yeah, exactly.
He made a simple statement from Mar-a-Lago, sat back, and then who's knocking up the door?
That's right.
The Prime Minister.
That's right.
Created that leverage out of Senate.
That's amazing. All right, listen, we're running towards the end, but good points. You're on the air. That's right. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
It's JJ from Nashville.
Hey, JJ.
I think this, Laura Lubin with Vivek, Elon, I think it's more of a misunderstanding than anything.
Oh, no, it's not.
Well, let me finish. Emotions are kind of high. And what I'm looking at is this. Elon and Vivek are thinking like big business. Because what's about to happen to our country? Like you've got this SoftBank CEO, Masayoshi Son. He comes in with $100 billion. And Trump's upping him to $200 billion. Hopefully he comes in with that. That's just one guy. $200 billion for our economy, which is about...
When have you seen a president... When have you seen a president have a press conference with someone from another country dumping $100 billion into America? The president's press conferences usually are giving away money. All right, we're almost out of time, but good point. Thanks for the call. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, it's Cindy from Martin County. How you doing, Brian? I haven't talked to you in a while.
All right, 30 seconds, Cindy. Good to hear from you.
Well, all I have to say is I just want to tell you that we won every seat. We won.
Great.
Against establishment candidates, establishment commissioners that have been here forever. We're trying to push the growth back, and we won every seat. The Republicans won all the way around, and of course, you don't have to worry about Martin County. I just want to give you a shout out because Mal up in the Nautical but Nice, he's still selling Trump stuff. The Trump truck is there.
Oh, that's great.
Genius. So,
That's awesome.
if you guys want to come up and do some shopping, supporting a veteran.
Okay, I'll do that. All right. Good to hear from you, Cindy. A free plug there. You're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, this is JJ.
All right, 15 seconds. We're out of time, so be quick.
15 seconds. I'll just tell you this. There's no chance that you're ever going to consider that Trump does not give a shit.
Okay, there we go. Okay, the last call of the week. We had to hit the dump button. Oh, my goodness. Oh, it's the Steve Kane Show. Nothing changes. New year, same lunatics. I'm Brian. Steve's here. See you Monday morning. Have a great weekend.
WSFS 104.3.
Oh my gosh. Thanks for watching. If you're new, make sure you subscribe. All right. I'll see you on the next stream. Take care. Thanks for watching.